should be live.
And fire!
Yeah, we're live. And Inspector Bruce, first one in. Well, first one in at 8. Mexican Spec was in a minute and a half early.
Hey everybody, I'm Kim of Kim Fixes Things. I'm here. Buff Del Campo.
We had some updates.
The namesake of this channel, there's always updates.
And
always.
so I got to make some adjustments because there's something happened.
And we are live from Clarksville, Tennessee. We're here to entertain you on our Tuesday night show. I was pushing to be out in the shop tonight. I was going to make this a shop night. I was going to take an extra computer out there and make him do the show from out in the garage, but then I ran out of steam. I've been working on all kinds of projects here, and I just couldn't do it. If you haven't noticed, we've been throwing out some videos the last couple days, the last week or so. We've been putting out videos. So if you're bored after the live, check out the channel, and you'll see some things, some stuff that we've done lately with the Bronco 2 and the Case mini loader. Did the mini loader video go out yet?
No. My mind's like locked. Too many questions. I'm trying to see who's here, and they're already
all the
sailing
names
by.
are scrolling by already.
Yeah, who's
That's
here?
good.
Mexican Spec, Faith's here, Carbide Jones is here, Ravi's here, and all the way around the world from India.
Crash
and,
Road Runner Garage
Crash
is
Road
here.
Runner Garage. I missed that because that's
Did you
on
say Mark
Lester.
Sauvé?
No, I did not. Mark
And Lester
Sauvé.
LeSabre?
Lester LeSabre.
And Inspector Bruce.
And I got Inspector Bruce right when he came in.
Wow, you guys are all here, like, on the nose. On the nose. Thank you for getting here right at the start of the program. We are looking... Oh, Catalyst is here.
UDX 122.
Oh, that's one of your radio
Yeah,
friends?
radio. Yeah, that's
Okay.
CB radio. CB radio.
We haven't worked on the CB radio.
Can we skip the... It's already...
It's already trying to run advertisements.
Yeah, we'll skip that one, but then we can't skip them anymore.
You might get advertisements. Sorry about that. That's how we raise all the money that we get for all these projects. You know, is through our vast advertising empire.
Yeah, Kim, my mustache is crooked.
Mexican Spec says that Tavo says hi to us.
Oh, where's Tavo? Oh, he's probably over.
He's probably over and watching, Kiwi. So if you didn't know, which you probably do know, but our major competitor, our most fiercest competitor, Kiwi, is also streaming. Curse you, Kiwi.
Oh, geez.
So many of our friends are either watching both streams or they're over there and then they stop in and they go back and forth. Yeah, Tavo's on Kiwi's live. If you want to watch Kiwi for another hour, he's only on for another hour. Go ahead.
Well, we used to overlap.
Go ahead.
We used to be on the same time. So now we staggered them at least an hour.
We try to stagger, yeah.
At least we stagger.
But we don't want to lose everybody on the East Coast because we have friends.
See Boogie Bandit? Kim, you're so beautiful.
Who says that?
Right there, Boogie Bandit. With
Thank you.
All the eyes and the hearts and the... Yeah.
That's sweet of you to say.
Yeah. Did you say hi to Dougster? Dougster's here.
Oh, Dougster. Potato to you, my friend. Dougster Wolverine Garage streams live on Monday nights. Dougster, he was clicking furiously on the refresh button last night because you did not start at your regular time.
Oh, yeah. You drive me nuts. You know what happened, though? I ended up going and hanging out in somebody else's live for a while, and then I came back and you were there. I went to Dr. Art. What's his Dr. Art?
Dr. Art's Hot Rod Rehab.
Hot Rod Rehab.
Yeah. And Dr. Art is a friend of the channel, but there's a mecca of YouTube automotive people here in Tennessee, that the conditions are right. I mean, literally, I did move here to become a big YouTube automotive sensation. So I was recruited to come here for that. It's big here because there are a lot of classic cars, and the culture sort of, the climate is a little better, and the cars are around, and there's a lot of, I don't know why. I'm just here doing it.
Dougster says I was
Battle of the
running.
network
I was
stars.
running late. Sorry, unusual puncture. But he also said he was not feeling well, and so he was running late. I don't know exactly why, but the good thing was that I spent some time over at Dr. Art. So Dr. Art does an hour show. He always does it in an hour. So I didn't stay for the whole hour, but I stayed until I saw Dougster came on. Went over there, and what's Robbie say? It's 6:34 a.m. here. Wow, woke up at 5 a.m. 6:34. It's 6:34 tomorrow.
India time.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
It's not even. He's like a whole day ahead of us.
So, anyways, as I was saying competitively about Kiwi, is Kiwi's entertaining. It's tough. It's tough to be up against Kiwi. When we found out that Kiwi was going to start streaming on Tuesday nights, we were like, "Oh no!"
See this silly old bloke from Aussie We're on both live streams now. The other one of me will pop over here shortly. Okay, that sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you. We appreciate your support.
And I did not go into Kiwis tonight. A lot of times I watch Kiwis a little bit while I'm getting ready.
I had him on, but I was busy.
I was busy. And then she got a phone call.
I got a phone call 10 minutes
and then a stupid thing ran an update. So then you know how updates are with computers.
That didn't hurt nothing.
Well, no, but sometimes you get an update.
And it crashes.
It crashes everything.
We had no problems.
No crash tonight.
No problems. Everything is perfect.
Yep.
I'll stick with you guys.
We do have something down there that's a little strange.
You know what? They changed the
tape gauges are wrong.
Tape gauge?
Well, that's what
the microphone.
Yeah, that's what I'd call that, a tape
It was
gauge.
horizontal, and it changed to vertical with the new update.
This is a dial.
I'm sure there's a way to fix it, but I don't want to botch
I don't want to mess
in
with
the
it
middle
either.
while we're streaming.
No, it's just I saw that.
Mr. Burlock says it started raining here. Mr. Burlock, were you the one that told me to check the modulator valve? Was that you, or who was it? I know you were there when somebody was telling me, like, Kim, did you check the modulator valve on the transmission? I need to know who that was.
Oh, that's good. Orange soda.
Mexican Spec asked if I renewed my car's extended warranty on that phone call. No, but they've been trying to reach me about my car's extended warranty.
Next time you get one of those, just tell them, yeah, you want to do it. You have a 66 Dodge Dart, and it's 487,000 miles on it, and it's time to renew that warranty.
One of these nights, what we're going to do is we're going to come on live, and we're just going to run Kiwi's stream up in the window. We're just going to sit here and watch Kiwi for the first hour.
He says it was not him. Ford Rule says it was not him.
Okay. Who was it? Someone told me.
And Tavo, Tavo popped in here now. I missed, right when we were going off, I got an email from you last week. So you sent me a grill. So I'm going to show that grill. I just got to find it. Where's the grill?
Dougster Wolverine Garage says a paint job done by Kiwi's shop, he said, is about $12,000. But that paint work is damn good. I'm sure. I mean, the guy has he has an eye for the way things should be. And he really only works on cars that are of a standard that is worthy of that kind of work. Like, he doesn't want to do $1,000 paint jobs on $5,000 cars. Why? Like, I get it. He does the top-notch stuff. So, and he knows the ins and outs of those old Fords. Like, I think he's done enough of them now that, like, he knows his stuff. And so if that is your interest, you're going to be more interested in the stuff that Kiwi talks about. You know, you could watch us on replay or just watch the last hour of our show. My feelings aren't that hurt, you know? Like, I appreciate Kiwi for who he is. He's
Mexican Spec says they can do it cheaper there. Man, Mexico's like the U.S. used to be. It's, you know, they have craftsmen everywhere that look like upholstery and radiators and mechanics. It's just
Mexican Spec.
Can't find that here anymore.
I mean, I understand, and I absolutely could see the concept of sending your car or buying a car that's already been painted or sending a car to Mexico to have the bodywork done and paint and bring it back here. But if I had my dream car and I had it and I wanted it done perfect and it was worth maybe it was a $40,000 car, some special thing, you know what I mean? Unrestored, it was worth that, and I wanted to have the paint done perfect. I don't know that I would want to leave it out of my sight.
Can you do something?
Like,
right?
how do I know I'm ever going to get it back from Mexico?
This is too close. Some reason that picture is like in our face.
Well, look at the picture there.
I can see
Well,
there's.
the reason it's so big is because we're so big.
Okay, can you make that so it's better?
Boom.
I guess.
Well,
Yeah, I guess it does. It is about right.
I mean,
okay.
it's
Anyway, Tavo sent this from last week from the
Sweet.
grills,
Yeah, that's
and
the
I
picture you're
didn't
giving me.
I didn't want to miss it. Then I'm going to go to what we are doing. Here's all the Tennessee YouTube channels I know of: Kim and Buff, Dr. Art, Uncle Tony, Vice Grip, Lars, JB Little Shop. That's off the top of your head.
Right, Dougster. Yeah, we're all in. I mean, that's the thing, though. Tennessee is a big place. Like Dr. Tony and Dr. Art are more than an hour from us. I think Vice Grip is even further than that.
Vice Grip's further
But
than
Whistling
that. But
Diesel is also here.
who-
And I know, but he's a
Destroyer.
big. And Tom's Refurb is also nearby. The guy who does. There's more. There's a bunch more. What the Rust is nearby. I actually see when he lists stuff that he's done with on Facebook Marketplace, it's in my range of search, so I see the stuff. Dylan McCool is down there. I see when he lists stuff on Facebook Marketplace. So
April Fool's there already. Yeah, we're not April Fools yet because it's March.
yeah. So yeah, it's like Mecca for automotive YouTube content creation, and we need to do a better job about working on those.
Okay, I don't know which direction I'm going here. Luis is here.
I don't know.
Hippie Long's here. Tabo, we're single. We're signal bulbs amber on the Valiant, or you got white signals.
Mr. Burlock says someone is not here.
Bless you.
A said mod that said modulator. Was it like okay. Whoever said it isn't here. Maybe they'll
Well, you
come
can
in.
tell the story.
The story is I went and tested, and this is a spoiler of the upcoming video, but I had no vacuum signal coming from my carburetor because the Holley 1920, the vacuum signal, if you don't have the right gasket where it mounts to the base plate, it doesn't get vacuum signal. So I was not giving any vacuum signal to the transmission. So I'm not going to give it completely away, but you can imagine what happened once I did provide a vacuum signal to the transmission. And we had a very busy day, and it's not legal to do a lot of testing on public roads, so I have not done any of that stuff. But things are going good. Wow, that's awfully right. What car is that?
Okay, so let me go back and forth here. 1956 Ford, which is one of my favorite instrument panels. Just nice, some round gauges. Just looks cool. I kind of grew up with one of these.
It looks very plain.
Yeah, and it's a nice speedometer, works well.
Nice big one, yeah.
And then a gas gauge, temperature gauge, nice to have. Then right behind my head is just idiot lights for oil and generator, and then a clock. That's kind of what I grew up with. And then the next year, the Ford was different, but the Thunderbird, they used the 56 Ford instrument panel, except they put two new little lights down there for oil and generator, and where those other lights had been, they put a little tachometer in the lower left. So it's basically the same thing, but I always liked those two instrument panels, 56, 57 Fords. I always thought they were pretty cool. And then my first car wasn't even a car. Oops, did I go the wrong way? Yeah, that was my first dashboard. I had one of those.
Is it from a model car?
You set it on a table and the kids sit there and pretend they're driving.
Oh, really?
And it's kind of funny because it's a 63 Ford, basically. Same instrument panel really as a 64 Ford, except for the colors. And that was my first car, so it was kind of funny. Yeah, I don't know what happened to that. I probably gave it away or something when I was a kid. Okay, and then we'll go on to what I thought was that, which is one of my favorite all-time instrument panels, which is what I used for my thumbnail tonight. Who knows what that is? Who knows what that is? Dougster says, I love engine turning. I want to incorporate some of it
What's
into a shop.
engine turning?
Okay, let me go back to
That looks like some kind of Ford Thunderbird.
this. You see this stuff in the background?
Oh, the turning.
Yeah,
machine turning.
I started doing that,
Yeah.
struggling doing that, and I was not really having a good time with it when I was young. And what I did is I took aluminum and I took an eraser, an ink eraser, which is a little rougher than a regular eraser, and put it in a drill press, and then made a jig to move the piece back and forth. I still struggled with it. Lester Saber says, Avanti. Man, he's right.
It's a Studebaker.
It's a Studebaker Avanti. That's a 62 Avanti, which was the first year, which I thought was, when I was a kid, I had my first pair of glasses, and then I was living in Brookings, South Dakota. And I was just walking around the neighborhood because I was a kid, and there's a guy out there washing one of these Studebaker Avanti. And he looks up, and it's my eye doctor. And he goes, hi. He recognized me. Hi. I said, man, I just love this car, He goes, get in it. And he had me sit in the driver's seat, and I'm sitting there, just thought that was the coolest thing ever, So I remember that. Engine turning is also called jeweling. Well, I learned after a short period of time that I didn't like it so much because I really had a hard time with it.
Mexican Spec says he doesn't like instrument panels that look like that. They look like they were made in a guy's garage. Well, you better be he better have sent us some examples of the kind that he dislike. He's got to be critical.
I think these are pretty good because for one thing, they had Stuart Warner gauges in them, which were gauges you could go down to the store and buy.
Yeah.
And then, although the tachometer wasn't, I don't remember which one wasn't, but but there were a lot of gauges. You didn't have any idiot lights, and I really liked it. And yeah, they did a fairly simple job, but it's a very complete instrument panel, so I always liked it.
D-Man says, isn't that called machine turned?
Yeah, it could be. Where's that? Jeweling, machine turn. What else would we call it? Yeah, I know. There's
engine
a bunch of
turning.
names. Okay, engine turning. The old guy I seen do it used a wooden dowel in a drill press, and he used valve grinding compound.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and I used to. It was a pen with an eraser, and it looked okay, but sometimes it would, one little jitter wrong, and it messes the whole thing up,
Yeah.
And so it's not so easy to get it right the first time. I thought it was going to be so easy, and it was so hard.
Tanner of Vintage Adventure Drives says he just sent in a bunch of pictures of him emptying out his storage unit. He's officially in the moving process.
I see them.
Congratulations. He got a new Scamp and a new house. He must have won the lottery. Such exciting times. When you're young and moving up in the world, congratulations. Make sure you guys check out Vintage Adventure Drives channel because he's doing lots of stuff. Let's see.
Go ahead, because I'm busy over here.
Mexican Spec says, picture the 65-66 Pontiac Grand Prix with the huge turn signal lights and the Indian for the high beam light. Okay. Maybe I should look that up. Should I look that up or should I keep reading?
I'm looking to see what we've got. A lot of stuff here. I'm trying to.
D-Man says, I've seen guys do the turning gold foil with a brush. That sounds like a highly refined, uh, just a thing.
Vintage says, I didn't win the lottery by any means. I just spent almost all the money I had left. Oh, I've done that. I remember the first house I bought. Oh, the same thing when first car I bought. I saved money for 3 years, and then I bought the car, and I paid for it. At the time, you had to pay for a year's insurance. My parents wouldn't let me have that car unless I paid the whole year up front. So I paid the year's insurance, and then my father was with me, and I drove down to a gas station and put $4.32 worth of gas in it. That's all the money I had. So I had a car. It wasn't full. I had insurance, and I was flat broke.
Rafael Campo spent all his money on wine, women, and hot rods, and the rest he just wasted.
Yeah.
Uh, all of us, why there's an automatic there? I don't know.
Why there's an automatic here?
In a Studebaker,
Yeah, it's a Studebaker Avanti. I guess they opted for the automatic.
because this one's an automatic.
I don't know.
It
The one I was in,
incidentally
that
is,
one
too.
I was in back then was an automatic. But I don't know. Just a car.
Mark Sauvé said his dad's '67 Pontiac, what's that? Parisine, I never did get that quite right.
Kerosene? I don't know.
Parisine had the chief high beam indicator. Pretty cool. Mexican Spec says hot rods, yes, the other two not so much. Well, it's all about personal preference.
Have I ever seen a Stutz? You mean the late model Stutz? Yes, I've seen old ones in museums, and I've seen maybe one or two. I know I've seen one of those Stutz. I was in a restaurant looking out the window in Santa Maria, California, like probably 45 years ago, and one of those Stutz went by, and I was like, oh, look at that. And everybody I was with saw it, but they didn't know what it was. I knew what it was.
Tanner says he was down to less than $400 after buying the Scamp, road tripping home, and then closing on the house. What do you mean? Down to? Man. Some people wish...
Okay, this is Tanner's pictures.
Man, bringing his treasure home.
Paris.
Nice.
Parisine.
Parisian?
Parisian. Okay, try that. It's one of those Canadian words.
Paris?
One of those. Yeah,
Paris?
I think that like, hey, look, we're faking it. We're from Paris.
Ooh, so fancy. All right. Luis says, yesterday I found a toy car of the 1960s on Marketplace for $500 for toy cars. I like real cars for $500. There's still about six
pictures
for the bare minimums.
These pictures.
What?
It's Tanner's pictures.
What are they?
Well,
I mean, I know they're V8 crankshafts, but what do you think they are?
It's stuff he has. He's moving.
Oh, he's moving them, or did he bring those back from Jamie?
Jamie? It doesn't look like that car. I don't know. Oh, more. That's up front. Those are in the back. These are
That
up
one
front.
says 351C on it.
Oh, man.
They got the speed holes in the crank.
What's he got here?
That looks like camshafts. Man.
And rods. And some other stuff. Brake shoes.
Oh, there is some rods. Yep.
Oh, man.
Them are some kind of big... Oh, I see small blockheads. That is a load of stuff. Oh, from the storage unit. He has been hoarding stuff.
That thing's car's probably getting heavy there.
Yeah, be careful, Tanner. I don't know if taking a picture of your crank and posting it online is terms of service problem.
So, it's got the battery back there.
Yeah. You need a truck, Tanner.
He's got a truck.
I know.
It's a Pinto truck.
Why are you using this car?
He's got a Pinto truck, and he's got a Chevy truck. Look at that. I know what car that is because I know where that fuel filler that we had to change that. Because it went right through the middle of our pickup bed.
D-Man says it's the mother load. Dougster says heavy metal. Yep. Wow. Yeah, this is what happens. What do they call it? Rednecks with paychecks.
Checks. Okay, let's see what else we have left to...
Look at the little rust. That ain't nothing. You don't need to worry about that little spot.
Okay, is Buddy Carfano here?
Tanner says, no, the Chevy is my dad's. I have a 67 F250, hence the FE stuff. That explains where the stuff for the Ford stuff comes from. Oh, that's pretty. What's that?
That.
Here, I'll zoom in a little. Well, that wasn't much.
Oh. I was waiting for something and it
You
didn't
were
do
waiting
much.
for something
It
big.
did
and
nothing
it was
happen.
Like, nah, not so much.
So, that would be either a 59 or a 60 Impala, and I can't tell the difference. I think it's a 59, but I'm not sure. Mexican spec says 60 Impala. Could very well be.
There's several references to investments in precious metals. Yes, just make sure you buy low and sell high. You don't want to get caught up in a divorce because you'll lose your butt trying to sell everything right now. You want to be on the right end of that. You don't want to be at the pawn shop trying to sell your special intake manifold. You will lose.
Dougster says 60 is his guess. And I don't know. Who knows the difference between a 59 and a 60 Chevy? Because I know they're very much the same, the instrument panels.
One.
There's
Am I
one
right?
difference.
Yeah.
You know who'd know if Ray was here? Ray would know.
Ray would know.
Okay,
Is the person who told me to check the modulator valve here yet? Was it anybody who's here? I thought it was Mr. Burlock, but he says it wasn't him.
You thought you had a good modulator valve, and you did.
I
You didn't know the real problem. You had to chase it down a little bit.
The modulator valve actuates around 12 inches of mercury.
Buddy Carfano says that's a 59. Luis says it's a 60. Dougster guesses it's a 60. Ray says that's a 59. Okay, I'm going to go back. How can you tell the difference between a 59 and a 60? Is the steering wheel different? I don't know what the difference is. I remember having a friend when I was a kid, and they had a 60 Chevy station wagon. That was their family car, and I remember the dash kind of looked like that. But man, theirs was a Kingswood. It was a 1960 Kingswood. Yeah, if Ray says it's a 59, it probably is.
Yeah, Ray would know.
Ray's a Mr. 59.
The pawn shop will gladly give you $10 for your $1,500 intake manifold. And they might beat you over the head with it, honestly. They'll give you $8.
So now
you're gonna lose selling your speed parts at the pawn shop.
So now what's this one? I'd say it's a Pontiac something. Does it say anything?
I saw somebody
It does
selling
not.
a carbureted intake manifold for a small block Mopar for $35 on Facebook Marketplace. It was gone.
Ray says the dashboards are the same, but the 60 has the ribs down the hood and the 59 has the ribs on the fenders. So I'm going to go back and look at this again. And so he can see the fender tips, and that's why he knew what it was.
I'll be darned. But the dashes are the same.
Yeah. So I remember them looking about the same.
Pretty neat, pretty neat.
I had real close friend of mine. They had a
It's got the
1960,
eye.
1960 Kingswood wagon. And I had some other friends that are a few blocks away up the road a little bit, and you go up there, and they had a 59 Chevy wagon, but I don't know what model it was. But I remember it's just two of my friends in the area. That was very common kind of things. Parents had Fords and Chevys and Plymouths, cars like that. Okay, so now we're back to this 65 Grand Prix, says Dougster. Yeah, that looks kind of nice, doesn't it?
It's not Grand Prix, it's Grand Prix. It's a Grand Prix. Graham Prix. Darn Prix.
Gotta be one in every crowd. Okay, let's see what's next, what I can pull up here next. Oh, what's this one? Okay. I know what it is, but I don't know what year it is. I know what it is, but I don't know what year it is. So Mexican Spec might know what year it is. I mean, that's a comfortable car. Mexican Spec says 67 Mercury. Nope. That's a Lincoln. Look at the logo in the middle of the speedometer and the shape of the gauges that are just below the speedometer, the four Lincoln shaped gauges. So I know it's a Lincoln. I think it's a 66, but I'm not sure. 65 or 6. I really am not sure. Lee says 67 Montego. No, it's a Lincoln Continental. Mexican.
What's up?
Everybody's guessing this is a Mercury, but it's a Lincoln. I just don't know which. Can you zoom it in any further?
Lincoln Logs.
No, not Lincoln Logs.
I mean, I can zoom it in a little further. Let's see.
Yeah, because what I want to see is the logo in the middle of the steering wheel. And then the shape of the gauges are Lincoln. They made those like the shape of the Lincoln. Yeah, I mean, you can see the logo now in the center. I just knew what it was because I remember those, but I kind of like those things. But my favorite of the old Lincolns was the 61. 61 is the first year, always the best. And they got to change it just for the hell of it. And we all know what this is going to be. Everybody knows what this is. Oh, you're right. It doesn't have the 67, so it must be a 66. It's a 66 Lincoln. And we all know what that is.
What's the red arrow on the dash?
Red arrow on the dash. Somebody put an arrow there. I have no idea.
Oh, there's several red arrows.
They got arrows pointing out something.
Looks like they're pointing out some kind of chrome trim things.
Or the
It's some kind of Mustang.
yeah, it's the first year of the Mustang.
Oh, it is.
A lot of people are going to say it's 64, but there weren't really any 64 Mustangs, but there were some built in 64. Yeah, it's the first year Mustang. 65, they went to a different speedometer.
Mr. Burlock asks.
I mean 66. They went to a different year.
Caffeinated. If I'm not yet, I'm gonna be. I am caffeinating.
I am not.
I gotta stay going for another hour and a half for your guys' entertainment. So I need something to keep it going.
Oh, and the next one, I know Mexican Spec know what this one is.
Are ya? Go ahead.
I know Mexican Spec will know what this one is. Oh, what is that? We says 65 Ford Mustang. Yep. That's exactly right.
Spell.
Okay. Oh, so Mexican Spec, what is this one? I don't know what year it is. But I know what it is. Oh, Ray says maybe that's showing where the dash pad screws are. Could very well be. Because that's kind of what they were, those pointers were along the perimeter of the dash pad.
Yeah.
Mexican Spec says that's a 59 Cadillac. He's probably right. Because it's that era. I just don't know which year. You see that little looks like a frog on a little stand up in the center of the dashboard, Kim?
Yeah.
You know what that is? That was a really cool thing back then.
I don't know.
It's a electric eye that's a dimmer.
Oh, is that what that is?
For somebody's coming the other way with their
High
lights
beam or
on,
dimmer.
and it'll dim your high beams for you.
Now people don't give a crap. They don't dim their high beams.
And Ray says it's a 62 Cadillac. Mexican Spec says 60 did not have the horn ring. Ah.
Tim is here. Welcome, Tim. Just stop by to say hi. You're not going to hang out at all? Well, we appreciate having you. Oh, Mexican Spec says it's Autotronic eye. Autotronic eye?
I remember those things when I was a kid. Oh, and here we go. Somebody,
oh, that looks like some
Buddy Carfano. These are all ones Buddy Carfano sent in. But
AMC.
This is that's not an AMC. What color is that, Kim? What color is that? What steering wheel is that? It is the same one that's in my car.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing that's different is on this one is it does not have the Prindle in the middle. It has a logo because it's got a manual transmission. So it has it has a gear shift and it has a clutch pedal. So it has no Prindle thing in the middle.
Okay.
Dougster's
going to bed.
Already?
Well, thank you for being here, Doug. Well, he was up later than normal last night, so he probably needs to catch up. Thank you for being here, Dougster. We'll see you all soon. Make sure you guys are subscribed to Dougster's Wolverine Garage and checking him out on Monday night for his stream.
Yeah, and I think Mexican Spec is right. I think they called this chamois.
Ray says vent windows are wrong for 5960. I don't know what that means. 5960.
See, now this one, you know that parts car we got that I went with Dallas, he and I went to Arkansas and got it?
Yeah.
It has this dash that has the, right where the steering wheel cuts through the, you're leaving, right while I'm explaining this to you.
Never.
I don't know what she's doing.
Something fell out of there. Is it like that?
No, that's a Mustang. That's got all the instruments like a Mustang has. The one that I have, that one right here in the middle, mine has a little Prindle thing right there. The Mustang doesn't have that because it's the shifters in the center console. So,
nice little light bulb.
but this one, right there's the heater controls. I know you don't want to pay attention to this. I got this stupid explanation nobody cares about. See where the heater controls are on the one on the picture? Kim's like, she's zoned out.
What about the heater controls?
Next to the heater controls,
Uh-huh.
there instead of just a register, there's a little short register with two little knobs on there. That's an aftermarket air conditioner, not a factory original Ford air conditioner. Somebody put an aftermarket air conditioner. That one I have out there, that car you bought for me.
Yeah.
That one also has one of these controls on it.
I'll be darned.
It was warped on my 79 Zephyr. What was warped on your 79 Zephyr? Let's just say the ashtrays never fit right.
It does look a little bit.
Mine, the ashtray is gone. I put something else there. That's where there's going to be some switches and stuff. I don't need an ashtray for anything. If I got ashes in my car, it's because the car caught on fire, and I'm not going to be happy about that. We're not going to plan ahead for that. We're going to have a fire extinguisher for that, not an ashtray. Anyway, I have this color. I've already redone things inside my car that are this color, and it's came out perfect. What else? You can tell I like Fairmonts. What is this? What is this car? I don't know what this one is. This is another one Buddy Carpon sent in. But it's so small I can't see what it is. It is a It is something. 60s looking car. Kim left. I don't know what she's doing. Ah, Braden's here. Don't freak out. Me and Faith both sent ours one email tonight. So don't freak out that there's lots of images from Faith. It's because me and her are together, and yeah, so we
send them
just
all
did one email.
All in one bunch.
Well, I haven't seen that yet.
Right.
He tends to send, yeah. Oh, is that a 66 Dart? Assortment. Kim, is that your car? 66 Dart? I can't tell what that is. It's not zoomed in.
Sure looks like it. I'm trying to see.
You have
control over that. It's got the vents on the dash.
And you have control over the zoomeration.
I know, but it's already zoomerated. It's about as zoom as it is going to get.
Yeah, because it's a small picture.
Mm-hmm. I'd say yes.
So that's your car. That's what your car's supposed to look like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your car's probably not all right there like that right now, but it's close.
Mine's got a different horn ring and steering.
Oh, your steering wheel's from a 63, remember? 64? Maybe 64. Yeah, her steering wheel's like 2 years off. I noticed that. Because it says the year written right on it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, that's wrong. Oh, yeah. I just opened up an email from Faith and Braden, and it's like a book.
Thanks for sending out pictures. There's supposed to be pictures of dashes.
Yeah, there's supposed to be dashboards. There's one dashboard in here.
I like my 66.
I'm looking. There isn't one dashboard in here.
It is imperfect in many ways, but that makes it good. Tanner says he's thinking about starting doing lives when he can, and he wants to know what days would work best.
All days are taken. I don't know.
Well, that's one of the struggles. Is whatever day you do it, you're gonna be up against somebody. But I think that consistency is a pretty powerful thing. If you're trying to make streaming something, like a regular thing.
Okay, can you zoom me back out again?
Yeah, but pick a night that you're gonna always be able to do it. But
I don't know what this is. Braden sent it in. It's some kind of a.
That's an oddball thing.
It's not a dashboard.
Imperfect is character. That's right, Lester LeSabre. It does have a lot of character. And it's not so perfect that it's like way high value. Like it means a lot to me, but like I know it's not super valuable, so like if it was like, like a really high-end car, I'd be afraid somebody would steal it.
What's that?
Anything.
Why would somebody steal it? What do you?
For money. Old classic cars get snagged.
Oh, you mean like? Are you back to talking about taking it to Mexico or what?
No, I'm just talking about my 66. How it's a fun car, and it's not perfect or super valuable, but that's actually a good thing in some ways. Because if it was a nicer car.
Yeah, I saw the baritone logo on the yellow one, but I don't know much about it.
Not Fridays. Who's on? Oh, because John Wilburn. Well, you could go after John Wilburn.
Well, and there's another thing. He says, thanks to my job, there's no chance of consistency.
That makes it tough.
Then
you just go.
You know what Lars does? Lars does a live during the day while he's working. Mm-hmm. He puts a camera on the dashboard of his delivery truck, just drives around, doesn't say anything.
He did for a little while. He doesn't do it anymore.
He was doing that. I was watching it. It's like, well, I turned it on. I thought, what is this? And it's a guy driving around in a delivery truck, getting in and out. You never really see him. And then I'm like, man, wait a minute, that's Clarksville. I know what street that is. Then I chat, on there, and he goes, yeah, I'm in Clarksville. He says, it's like, okay, but I don't know if you can do that in an ambulance. But here we are going way over the speed limit down the highway.
Yeah, I don't know if you're allowed to, but make sure you're not getting yourself in trouble doing lives at work.
Yeah, we could see what you do. Yeah, and Mopar K's here. I don't know if you noticed Mopar K came in.
I'm a parquet.
That looks good.
I know. That's why I'm distracted.
Because you got a good cookie. All cookies are good when you can't have them. And I'm kind of in the can't
They're
have
better
them.
when you can have them.
And then Mexican Spec left a comment how that you and I were bickering in the grocery store, but I don't think we were bickering.
Yeah, we were.
We were
bicker,
discussing
that's okay.
we were discussing whether we should buy some or not. And it's like we both agreed, no, this isn't something we should buy. Can't buy too many. You know what happens? I love fresh vegetables, and I want to buy them all. And then but I know if I buy too many, I can't eat them fast enough. They go bad, and then that's I wasted them. Oh, my throat's bothering me.
Yeah, HIPAA, you can't record anything. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, what did I do? I pushed the wrong button. Can you imagine that? Me pushing the wrong button. Button. Oh, here's one of my favorites. Buddy Carfon sent that in. Who knows what that is? I even know what year that is.
77. 78.
You're like way off.
Is it from like this? Okay. Wow.
60s.
Really? Wow.
It's a 68 Chevelle. And that's a really cool one.
You know why I don't know? Because I never owned a Chevelle.
Because they put normally they had a clock in the center, but this one has a tachometer and it's an SS. I'm going to steal some of this cookie. This is bugging the shit out of me. How come you...
An actometer. They're crispy.
God, they're guessing Tornado and Chevelle. Yeah, it's a Chevelle, 68 Chevelle, 1 year. It's the only year that had the square instruments, 68. And I had one for a while, a 68 El Camino. I really liked, but didn't have it long, just a couple weeks. Oh, this is a hard cookie, but it's good. Senior and Sons. Hey, Senior and Sons. Didn't buy any avocados. Oh, yeah, we didn't buy any avocados.
It was supposed to be a short shopping trip.
We went in there.
We didn't even look at the avocados, I don't think.
No, we went ran some errands. and on the way home, we were supposed to stop and buy tomatoes.
I promised him tomatoes.
Because I like those little Roma tomatoes.
As a reward. Because he's been good.
But we bought so much more. We were supposed to buy one thing. Okay.
It was only $28. That's not much at the store anymore.
Yeah, Vintage says, I always say that the 68 through 72 Chevelle is the most overrated muscle car ever produced. They look so boring. What I don't like is the way they handle, because they got negative caster and they just don't. They're a good drag car, I guess, because they go straight. But what I like about them is the El Caminos. So I really like the El Caminos. So that's why I like them. In fact, I had one, my 66 Chevelle, we went to all the trouble to move the upper control arms, the mounts, so we could get positive caster, and mine had positive caster on it. And I'm not sure it handled any better, but it sure should have.
Ow. Mr. Slater, were you in the chat when someone suggested that I check the modulator valve on the transmission for the Bronco 2? Maybe it was, oh.
Somebody that's in Kiwis right now.
No.
Oh, here's another one.
My brain is dumb. It was one of the Ford people who knew. Ray shops alone for the most part. No arguments.
We didn't
shop
argue at
together.
all. No, we're more like, there's two things Kim always wants is sour cream, and she gets what's that special milk you get?
Lactose free.
Lactose free milk.
Yeah.
Lactose free milk. And so when we're there, I always say, and then she puts that in her coffee. So I go, do you have enough milk? Yeah, okay. Or no, oh yeah, I got to get some milk. Okay, so we do one of those, and then what about sour cream? And we were ready to leave yesterday, and I said, what about sour cream? She goes, oh. She went over there and got sour cream. She likes sour cream. So Kim Buff and Mrs. said, Mrs. Speck and I bicker more than you and Buff.
I think there's definitely there's bickering happening on both sides.
I don't think so.
We get along. Okay, so when you're doing, obviously when you're recording and editing, you're gonna play up the chat that exists, right? So if it's just like, do you want bananas? No? Okay. That's not worthy of putting in a video. So I try and put a little banter in there.
So Luis says it's 9:30 or 9:50 p.m. I'm going to sleep.
Good
Thanks
night,
for the
Luis.
stream. Well, thanks for being here.
We
Man,
did buy 3 heads of lettuce because it was only 99 cents.
Yeah, and it's been like almost $3.
It
It's been
was
like
2.89,
2.89, that kind of thing.
and it was ugly
and it hasn't
lettuce.
been good. You have to peel like half of it away because it's
It
so
was
bad.
I
And-
kept saying, I guess it's not in season.
And all of a sudden, it's like
he's
really
like, it's
good.
never in season. How can it never be in season?
So your story is fake bickering?
Oh,
What
no.
is that? Were we bickering?
Yeah,
We were? When were we bickering?
bantering and bickering is different.
We were never in
There's really
disagreement.
no
were we?
animosity. The bantering is just kind of trying to like make a joke out of each other's comments or being oppositional just for the sake of doing it. It's not fake.
Surprised me you said to buy more lettuce, and I'm like, are you sure?
I really meant buy more lettuce.
And
'cause
we did.
How much of it have you eaten already? You already ate
I ate one of them.
1.5 heads of it
One head of it.
in a
so-
day.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot.
Well,
Mexican Speck would never eat a whole head of lettuce in a day.
some people
I bet he wouldn't eat a whole head of
eat
lettuce
a
in
little
a month.
salad, right? But he's of the persuasion, and I do it too. Is like he'll get a big bowl and fill it with like most of a head of lettuce, and
Well, a
that's
head
a
of lettuce.
meal.
And some pickled onions.
Yeah.
And some little pieces of tomato, and you bought those other things I finished already.
Mushrooms,
The
they were
mushrooms.
good.
Yeah, I put mushrooms in it.
I didn't
Yeah,
get
those
too
are
many
good.
this time.
Yeah, senior and son says he didn't pick up on any bickering.
Seems like a pleasure trip. Yeah, there was really no stress. We were just getting the items of the day. You know what I forgot to do today? There's more firewood in the Jeep.
Oh, ants.
Yeah, it's gonna smell like wood and ants.
So that wood doesn't smell bad.
No,
I mean, it's fresh wood, so it doesn't smell bad, but
not
yeah,
bad.
yeah, I
but
know,
it
we need to
definitely
get it
smells
out.
like wood.
Get the wood out.
Mrs. Speck would eat all the lettuce, says Mexican Speck. Well, good. Lettuce is yummy.
And you saw your Mexican Speck saw the tortillas we buy. And it's like, it's just under a kilo. I don't know why. It's not an even amount in pounds, and it's not an even amount in kilos. I don't know. It's that package size, but we get it. But yeah, what was it? $4.99? Youch. Oxalate, 3 heads of lettuce at 99 cents is $2.97. So as long as you have more than one, you save money. If you only eat one, then paying for 3. Yeah, I feel bad if I waste food. I just feel terrible.
Yeah,
if I
it's
do
just
that.
the two of us. But the thing of it is, if I buy 3 heads of lettuce,
We're hilarious.
there's a good chance I get some.
See, are they hard tortillas? That was a big package. Ours are 1 kilo is half that size. They were what, white corn? White corn soft tortillas. Now she'll cook them in a toaster oven and make them like crunchy tacos. I don't do that. Although she does it occasionally, I'll eat one. But sometimes I'll have one or two of them, and I just fold them in half. I put them in the microwave for, I don't know, 30 seconds for two of them with a little cheese on them. And okay. Um, and I just,
Are we talking food already?
yeah. But then I see other chat here, and I'm going on and on about food when I should be.
It's
Mark
okay.
Silvey says club sandwiches for everyone. Man, I like that.
Buddy Carfado says, I grew up around a bunch of Italians, so loud is normal.
Steve
Yeah,
Edwards.
I mean, we're not loud.
Kim, Steve Edwards asking a question here.
Have you tested that mic yet? No. No.
Let's do this.
Do what?
The radio's right behind me because you put it in a box back there. And we just haven't messed with it.
Okay. Well,
it's not one of these things, and then I can go get the mic.
Don't we have to have an antenna?
Oh, and the power. We don't have power and antenna. We could screw it on there and fake it.
We will make a video about it. We'll do that after stream. We'll make a video about it because it's going to be a big distraction from reading chat or anything.
Yeah, because we don't have our act together here at all.
First time to see Kim in Red Beautiful. Well, thank you. Did anybody see Uncle Tony's video about the girls in red shifting the car?
Jeez, was that ridiculous?
They're all fake.
Man.
It's all fake.
So
I'm not even here. I'm fake. Look.
She's
look.
She's the AI girl that shifts.
I'm AI. See?
It shifts the gears. So you're shifting this. This car has a clutch. What kind of car is that has a clutch? What is that car, Kim?
I don't know. It has a Chevy bow tie in the center there. So it must be a Chevy something.
Kim says, I have to say goodnight. Sorry I haven't been around. I'll just say I've been a little under the weather lately. Be back soon. Just chatting with everyone.
Well, I'm glad you made it. Hopefully you can come back, and I hope you feel better soon.
Just turn the sound down and go to sleep. Listen to everybody chat. I'm not going to tell you to do that. That's how I go to sleep.
He does. He runs the YouTube all night.
And I think this is a 70, 71, or 72, one of the 3 years of a Monte Carlo. It sure looks like my Monte Carlo, except this one has some additional gauges. Mine didn't have those outboard gauges all the way out at the end. Mine was not an SS or anything. It was just a Monte Carlo.
They were shifting their legs even, Granny. Oh, yeah. It was complete. If you looked at it with any bit of, like, discrimination, like if you really watched, like, it wasn't real at all. And it's janky but I'm telling you, right?
They were shifting nothing.
There was shifting
no
nothing.
Gear shift.
They wasn't, and yeah, the one lady was rubbing her leg. But the reality of it is like he said, that's not like a studio using those things. That's just some person making those videos. Like, you can, with a $20 a month subscription, you can make videos that look like that. That any motion, any car, whatever, look like that. And people are getting scammed by that. They believe that is a real person, and it's not. Just like Buff Del Campo, not a real person. He's not really here. Look. Could I do that if Buff Del Campo was real? No. Kim is on a TV series.
So,
no, Kim's not real. Huh?
Mexican Specs going, a manual Monte Carlo? Yes, a manual Monte Carlo.
Well,
I had a friend that had one. That was a manual. In fact, his was in what was the year? 72 that you couldn't get a big block Chevrolet in California. I think it was 72. And his grandma, it might have been 71. I don't know, 72 maybe. But his grandmother had a Monte Carlo. Oh, I know what it was. She had a Monte Carlo with a big block, and he had a Nova with small block. And he went and swapped the engines from his grandmother's car to his car. So he got the big block and she got the small block, and he had to put a set of springs in the front of her car so it'd sit at the right height. And then, of course, he had to put springs in his, and he had to buy one radiator hose. I remember that. And his grandmother never knew the difference. She never knew it. But she got a 350 instead of a 454.
Kick butt. Mexican Spec says, look at the window. The car never went any faster. Yeah. And then in Tony's thumbnail, the girl, one of the girls in Tony's thumbnail, she's holding her hands like this, but the steering wheel's in front of her hands. She's not even gripping the steering wheel. And it's like, but there are people who just see that in passing. They'll watch it. You know, sometimes they'll watch it twice so they can be like, oh, that is AI. And now they've gotten 2 views from you.
Can you fix this?
We're all losing touch with reality.
Mr. Bread, greeting Buff and Kim. Greetings.
And they've carefully figured in what grabs your eye, right? Pretty girl. They've got that part, right? They know exactly how to lure your gaze. And you know, the boobies and pretty girl, pretty hair, legs. Yeah, they know a little skin. They know what matters. It doesn't matter about the car. You've already watched it 2 or 3 times before you realize that it's not real and there's a car in the. Were you looking at the car?
Ray got this one right.
Oh, he says it's a '69 Camaro.
Look at the console with the gauges in there. That's kind of cool. I remember those.
Jeez.
I had a '69 Camaro, but mine was not anything special. It was just a 307, 3-speed on the floor. Had an AM radio. That might have been the only options.
Mr. Bread is too formal. No.
I'm
No, that's all we're calling you is Mr. Bread.
Or just bread. You can't say Mr. maybe.
I know it's fake. But like the old lady with her granddaughter in the garage, and that's going to be a channel and a bunch of people will watch it. Now, why? Why is YouTube giving those people tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views? They are intentionally channeling people to the AI stuff because they're making the AI stuff. With they've invested and they want that to grow because they don't have to pay. They pay themselves to make their AI stuff.
I remember this. Mexican Spec says, we can call you Bimbo. That's a bread brand here. I remember that brand. Where did I see that
Bimbo
brand?
bread?
I saw that like somewhere. It was like somewhere I lived. That it was, there was Bimbo bread.
Wait, Tony's has a car catch on fire video with Kathy? What was that? Was that an AI video? I don't know. That didn't really happen, did it? I know that thing with the transmission explosion really happened because we were there that day.
Can you look up that bread? What's the bread? The bread restaurant where you get all
Mexican Spec says it's Pan Bimbo.
I remember it, but it's not just bread. They have all kinds of little stuff.
Panera bread?
Yeah, Panera. He calls it. Yeah, you don't have to look it up. That's what he's trying to sell you, that is Panera bread, but it's not. Yeah, I know. He made that look like Panera bread. Buddy Carfano's the only one sending much in. Oh, what's this? Buddy Carfano. You sent me a thing. Got a big red label on it. Might be dangerous. Right.
Did you send us a virus?
Dangerous, it says. Do I click on this?
Could be dangerous.
So I have to decide whether report spam or look safe. What did you send me, man? Oh.
Buddy Carfano did not intentionally send us anything.
Okay, well, I'm clicking on it.
Okay. It's just a picture
this
of a
is
car.
one. This is one that another one Mexican Spec alike.
He won't say my name. Should I be hurt? Yes. He means it in a hurtful way. No, your name is a swear word in a foreign language, and you know that.
You know what it means. And you caught me the first night you came in here like that. I was trying to pronounce it, and Mexican Spec goes, "Hey, don't do that."
Yeah.
But, and being a good moderator, he could have just blown you away, but instead he goes, "Hey."
That's somebody we know. He's being bad. Mexican Spec says, pan is Spanish for bread in case Kim didn't know. Thank you. I didn't know. I don't know Spanish very well. I know a little bit. I took 2 years of high school Spanish, which doesn't
Ray.
get you too much.
No, Ray, that's not what that is.
I know my numbers
That's not what that is. You're 1 year off, and you're a whole,
your head's in
and
the
you're a
way,
whole
but I
car
know
off.
what it is.
Your whole car off. Yeah, this is Mexican Spec will like this. This will be one of his.
It does look like a Lancer a bit, though. It has
It
that
does. It has
flare
that.
that
It has that. Has
Yeah,
that look,
that
doesn't it?
Plymouth was. Yeah, and the color scheme matches. You're not far off.
Yes, I know that dash. Mrs. Speck and I were just. Mrs. Speck and I were sitting in my Fury talking to her, Sherry. This is another one I really like. It's a nice big round speedometer, and then it had all those gauges. And Mexican Spec, yeah, it's 63. It's 63 Plymouth. Mexican Spec complains about being in the Dodge Challengers, sitting down in them too far that you can't see out them. These kind of have that same thing, 63 Plymouths.
The dash
I remember
is high.
sitting down in the thing, but I liked it. Man, I liked that thing. And the one that my brother had was a 63 two-door hardtop Fury. And maybe it's because of hardtop and the bucket seats, maybe it set a little bit lower. But man, was that thing nice. So pain.
It's French for bread. The N is silent.
Oh, so it's pie.
Pay.
I don't know. A friend of mine was learning to speak French. I don't speak any French. I said, man, I've struggled with that because I look at French words and it's like they don't, I don't know where to stop pronouncing the word because there's a whole lot of word they don't pronounce. He goes, yep. He goes, this guy's learning to speak French and he tells me, just pronounce half the word. He goes, the French are really lazy. They only pronounce half their word. So, I don't know.
Ray says it reminds me of some Stone Soup. Mexican Spec calls it out as a Fury because it has the horn ring. He has one. It is a Fury, right? 63 Fury?
Yeah, and see the push buttons on the left side.
I only know that because it says so right behind his head. And I can see behind his head because we're actually here in real.
The push buttons, those push buttons right there. That's the Prindle, Parker reverse neutral drive low. And then that handle that's right there, that's the park. You move that down.
Engages the parking pole.
Which way was the park? Down or up? I don't remember. I think it was down. I don't remember. But when you flip the park up, I guess when you flip the park down, it takes it out of whatever gear it's in. It puts it in neutral.
And he says also it has air conditioning.
Yeah, it's got. Yeah, they had.
Pretty fancy.
It was like a lot of Chryslers back then. They looked like they were dealer installed air. They had vents underneath. Stray Bullets here. Good evening. Yeah.
Tavo said Kiwi has left the chat. Influx coming. So, if you're here from Kiwi's channel, welcome. I'm Kim of Kim Fixes Things. I'm here with Buff Del Campo, and we are live from Clarksville, Tennessee. We work on classic cars and junk, and we like to talk about old cars. Send us pictures. Tonight's topic is dashboards. So we're looking at the interiors of bunches of old cars. It seems like a lot of old Mopars, but we've been doing some Chevys too. Whatever you like.
And a Lincoln.
So you could send us something personal, like a picture of your car, or your project, or your garage, or your cat. And we would love to see that. We'll show
Vintage,
that.
Vintage says something in Frenchness.
But if you don't have anything like that, send us a picture of your favorite interior, or steering wheel, or dash gauges, or something like that. Something you think is cool. We'll look at it, maybe talk about
There's another one.
And or even if I'm not feeling too lazy, I'll look some stuff up. But right now we still have enough pictures. I don't have to do a lot of that. Barrow's Garage is here. Welcome in, Barrow's. Barrow's, were you the one telling me about a modulator valve? Okay. Sorry, because that would be twice Bear Roses saved our bacon.
Can you zoom in a little bit on this?
A little more, yeah. Boom.
It's the it says oops, but I don't know why it's oops. I don't know what's oops about this.
Whoops.
So who knows what this is?
It's a car. It's a red car.
It's a little car. I don't think it's a 60. Could be. Could be a 60. Yeah, it's got that
Stray Bullet says he's been eating tacos and watching.
and I think Mexican Spec might be right that it's a 60. See that the speedometer is a mirror. That speedometer is down inside the dash and it's backwards. So you can adjust that mirror and it tilts it so it so that it aims it properly. Yeah, it has the mirror.
Stray Bullet is a champion taco eater. That's what she said. No gear shift to put donuts. There's a gear shifter there.
Yeah, it's full size Buick. They had that 1 year.
Josh Homan is here. Welcome in.
And every one on Buddy Carfano's sending me says it's red, danger, dangerous. And I've got here's one of my favorites. Oh man, I lived with one of these for several 100,000 miles. I wish I hadn't got rid of that car. It's my 64 Ford. Man.
There's a lot of shiny.
Mine had a blank out plate where the clock is. Mine did not have a clock.
How could they not put a clock in? How much money did they save by putting
$3.
a clock in some cars and not in others?
That was an option. It was an option.
Cheat out of a clock.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time driving one of those.
Senior and Son says, I need to. I think he was going to live stream from a flea market. You know, I find that like recording with my camera, I don't want to do that in like a public setting where people are being seen. It makes people really uncomfortable. So like it's difficult for me. Like when we go to the grocery store, I kind of wait till there's not as many people.
Like when I came walking in the parts store with the camera on.
Yeah.
You didn't really like that?
No, I don't like pointing cameras at people who have not consented to be on camera. In general, I mean, it's like, I don't know. I don't like people just pointing a camera at me, like, unless I know.
What is this that Red's saying there? I don't know. I'm afraid to read sometimes what he just guess it might be something.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I guess something Mexican Spec took it away, so it was like, that's a good thing I didn't read it.
They want a lot of money for the XL manuals here. That makes sense.
So
yes, they're nice. The steering wheel looks goofy, but is actually early safety. It crushes around.
I know what he's talking about. He was talking about which one? I'll find it. Nope, that one. That's one he was talking about.
Oh yeah.
If you could bring up a 56 Ford steering wheel, 55 Ford steering wheel, I will. So 56 Ford is right. See the one next to my shoulder? Yeah, it's 56 Ford. And then, then if you can find a 55 Ford, if we can show them at the same time, I don't know how to do that.
I can't.
You can't?
I could, but I'm not set up to do that. You break the whole system. Do you see one?
55. See that one? The one by just above my head.
This one?
Yeah. Okay, that's a 55 Ford steering wheel, and the column is quite long on it, and it's basically straight across. It's an 18-inch diameter steering wheel. I know this well because I had a bunch of these cars. Then if you show the other one, that's a 56, Kim.
If we're gonna do this, you have to tell me ahead of time so I can get it set up.
Well, that's what I said. Can you show one? Okay, there's the 56. Same diameter steering wheel, but the column is much shorter. But the steering wheel is basically in the same place. But you see how deep dish that is. In 1956, Ford had a whole thing they said was safety. It was the first year you get seatbelts in 56 Fords. The steering wheel is deep dish. They had padded sun visors. They had a padded dashboard. And they had a whole safety thing. And it was a huge failure as far as it was an option. It was a safety option. The car we had it on there. The deep dish steering wheel was on all of them, but
Is
they
that like a deep dish pizza?
well, the whole idea of that is that you don't clobber your chest into the middle of it. You know.
Well, the other thing they started doing was making collapsible steering columns in between the steering box and the steering column.
That was in
So if you got into
68.
a collision, the steering column didn't jam up through the firewall and impale you like a spear.
67 was that in 67 or 68? I don't remember. Hey,
I don't
James
know, but I
Davidson here.
noticed on some a bunch of cars.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of them like that. But did you know that? What is Brad saying here? He's being silly. Um, well, it wasn't safety standards in 56. Yeah, Sammy Davis Jr. lost his eye in a Cadillac that had a big point in the middle, and that drew some attention to that. But no safety standards were actually came about until in the 60s. But Ford did it in 1956 with the deep dish steering wheel, and then that became an in thing to do. You know, I have owned less than 10 cars in my life. Ford rules: you've owned less than 10 cars.
I
Oh,
probably
there's more
own
pictures.
60.
Yeah, I lost
I don't
count
know
somewhere
what's
around
wrong
70.
with me.
I lost count somewhere around 70. I don't know.
I think I own 10 right now. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Okay, this is one from. I got to.
Some kind
here.
of disease, addiction.
Okay, but now we got to go to my. So, Tavo
This goes
sent this.
backwards.
Tavo sent this. That's because they're hanging upside down on the bottom of the earth.
Oh.
And
They must have really sticky tires.
somehow that makes them backwards. But you know what that is, Kim? That's a first year road toad, which could have been 60 there.
Huh.
What is this? Brett says that very safest car made up to that point was the 60s vintage Ford Econoline vans by far. Yeah, one thickness of sheet metal between you and the impact.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
Let's see here. Yeah, and Ray says he owns more than 10 right now. Yeah, Kim probably owns more than 10 right now. I don't know how many I own.
Some of those, I don't know if you can actually count them as a whole car.
Tommy Hanlon here from Ireland.
Like the Chrysler 300. Does that count as a whole car? What about the Lost Fire? Does it count as a whole car?
Between the two of them, we might have a whole car, but no, they're really two parts. See, I like this the original Valiant. See, that shift. I always tell the story of how my neighbor bought one of these new. Of course, there's the steering wheels on this side, but that shifter went down. It looked like it curled underneath the seat of the car, and I didn't know why that shifter went out. I was looking under it when I was 6 years old. So I'm looking under there, see where that shifter goes, because I didn't understand why the shifter went under the car, under the seat, instead of into where the transmission was. Those vents on the front of the Econoline, they were there for your safety. They put you first. My father almost bought one of those, but he didn't. He went and bought a Chevy van because the Chevy just came out. I don't know why he chose the Chevy over the Ford. I really don't.
Mark Sauvé has a 32-year-old female. That's nice.
What? 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Is that what you're talking about?
There's no degrees there.
Okay. And well, Tony is off the chart. Said he has owned 2,000
He
cars.
bought and sold cars frequently. Yeah. He was saying several a week.
Mexican Specs probably had 1,000 cars at least. Let's see here. Stray bullet. The Tucker cars had a safety compartment under the dashboard that you could jump to. Yeah, you're supposed to dive under the dash. And then if you did hit the windshield, it had some kind of thing, the rubber made so it popped it out. Les Paul and Betty Ford were nearly killed in a 56 Buick. It took years before Les could really walk again. Had to use a stool for the rest of his career. That was a 61 Valiant released here in January 62. 1,008 of only 1,008 of them made. Oh man. Yeah, I like this. This is the dash I like. Of course, ours were on this side, but it's the same dash. I really like these. Very good. Australian Valiants from 1970 on for a few years have E-body collapsible steering columns. I've never seen a collapsed one. Wonder if they work. Always just thought they looked good. Can you fix this?
Fix what? I don't know what you. Okay, move on.
We're gonna give him like 10 minutes or something, because he just won't let up. He's just obnoxious.
Okay, just move on. Don't talk about it.
Okay. Tao says, I've seen quite a few collapsed ones, but I did work at a Valiant Specialist Wrecker for 4 years.
Okay. I mean, clearly the way they are, they're like a tube with lots of cuts in them. I mean, if you got crushed collision, they're going to bend.
Oh, and Mike N is here. I just saw that. It will be 63 degrees Fahrenheit here on Good Friday. Man, it's starting to warm up there. Yeah, today it was what, 80, 81, something like that here. Man, I start liking it this time of year. This year was kind of cold for a long time, but it's finally warming up. Tavo says, we got the 61 in small numbers to get the assembly worked out. Then when the 62 kits came, we had the bugs worked out. Vintage says, Dan, have you all look back at your old videos and chuckle on how your style has progressed? You know what? I did a short, a couple of nights ago? And then I talked about a tool I made for pressing wrist pins into a slant 6. It's press fit into the wrist, into the rod. So there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can heat the rod up and slide it in, and that works, except every once in a while it'll freeze up before it's in the right place. Then it's stuck. So anyway, I made the tool so you could do it in a press, and so that was my very first video. I took my phone and I taped it to a piece of cardboard box, and I videoed me using the thing. So a couple of nights ago, I showed that tool, and I linked it to the original video, my very first video,
which was horrible, unwatchable.
Almost unwatchable, but
I was so proud of him for doing it. He did it on his own.
I just did it, and it's like, okay, we're in business now.
I edit all my own videos, so like I am hyper aware of, but I don't go back too much.
So if you find that short I did, standing there holding that yellow tool or sitting there holding that yellow tool, there's a link there to the original, my very first video if you want to watch it and get a good laugh. Oh, I got a lot of emails now. Oh yeah, here we go. Buddy Carvano's really with it, sending in pictures tonight. You know what that is? Oh, it says right there what it is. Wish I had a camera back here. I could show my screen. It's a big red thing.
Tava said they were built well.
Dangerous.
They slowed down so they could almost by hand and get them right. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, Pinto. I like the original Pintos. I don't really like that steering wheel cover, but I like everything else about it, the way it was originally. Okay, Senior and Son says, what about freezing the piston, then pushing the pin in?
What piston? What are we talking about?
Okay, the piston, the pin floats in the piston, so that never changes. What it fits tight in is the in the rod. So you've got to be able to push it into the rod. So a lot of people heat the rod and shove it in, and they have some kind of thing there that stops it in the right place and everything.
Yeah, you need.
But we had 6 of them to do.
We messed one up.
And we messed one up, and we got it. It stopped it, and then I made that tool, and the tool has like a fork that supports the rod, and then you press the piston in on the against the rod. You don't even want to press against the piston because it'll distort the piston. So I did a video on it. I mean, it's kind of an old video, but you can see it. You can see how it works. And then this one, that's one I really like. That's one of my favorite instrument panels right there. 63 Corvette, or that's 67, but it's a 63 through 67 Corvette. And I remember when those things came out, it had the vertical radio, and I thought that looked so cool. What is this? Dean Stevenson, the Pinto Bobcat, Ford Maverick, Mercury Comet interiors were the same as the early De Tomasa Pantera? What? I don't remember anything like that. Who else? What did I see last night? Oh, ZZ Top was in town performing last night, I think. That's what I heard.
Cool.
How did we miss that? That would have been fun to see. Dangerous! Another danger. Danger. Looks safe. I hope these are all safe.
That's how they get you. Social conditioning. They would say danger to everything, and then if anything is dangerous.
Okay, Kim, maybe you can.
That's as big as it gets.
71 through 3 Vega. I like driving these things. I had one of these. I had a couple of these things. I had a wagon that was a piece of junk. You could take your hand and go underneath the car was only like 3 or 4 years old. You could put your hand underneath the dash and have your hand outside because it was rusty all the way across the dashboard. It's crazy rusty thing. And then I had the little sedan, not the hatchback, but the little coupe or sedan, whatever they called it. Had one of those things. It smelled bad inside, but it just smelled like, I don't know, some kind of funny plastic. But I drove that thing around for a couple of years.
Granddad's Junk's here. Welcome in. We did. We got good fresh vegetables and things from the grocery. That was a productive day.
Yokanan Vintage says that he put rods on. Yeah, use MAP gas. That's what we did. We used maybe we used acetylene torch. I don't know. We did it, but I just decided after I
That was 3 years ago.
after I messed it up once and I made the tool, I just decided I wanted to use the tool from now on because it's so nice. It's just so nice. You just use a press and press it in. And then Kim did the same thing. What did you do it on? You did it on a 318. You made another one of those tools because it's a little different shape.
Out of a lawnmower blade.
Oh, she made a tool out of a lawnmower blade.
Yeah, because the pistons are bigger on a 318 than a slant 6, so I had
they
to make a
didn't
different
fit.
one. And I made a piston wrist pin tool out of a lawnmower blade so I could push them pins out. Because you can put them in with heat, but they're not nearly so easy to take out with heat. Because you try and heat the rod and you heat everything up. And that doesn't help them come apart.
This is from Mark Sauvé. Let me pull it up. It's a this might be a Canadian only thing. Where is it? Oh, I know I downloaded it. Now I gotta find it in this
Runner,
mess.
yes.
Not this. It is this. Okay, so what is this? It's a Pontiac Astra. Is that like a Vega? It is. That's a Canadian Pontiac Vega thing. Or maybe it is the same Astra we had here. I'm not sure. What's this? The Pantera even shared a similar cam gears steering. Ferrari 308 used the Pantera had kind of an Escort Mark 1 steering wheel. And I was thinking the Pantera, the steering wheel, it was similar to the what was that thing called? Mercury Capri. Can you look up Pantera? Like, I don't know what was the first year of the Pantera? 73 maybe? '73 Daytona Mazda Pantera. Really? I don't ever remember anything like that. See, now the Pantera, like the one right above my head, 73. See, that one says 73 up there that you have up there. That's by the way, .ru, which means that's a Russian picture. So they had that. Looks like the Pinto or like the Maverick, and that's the one I remember. 73 is what it shows, and I clearly remember this. Maybe they were different in different countries. And see the steering wheel, not that steering wheel, but the steering wheel that's, yeah, that one. Maybe not that one. I don't see it. It's a steering wheel kind of humped out. Not that one. None of those are stock. That one right there. Yeah, that steering wheel. I remember that steering wheel, but I don't ever remember that dash. Do not remember that dash. But it says it's on Bring a Trailer. Wow. But that's the dash I remember. Huh. Britt says the Pantera and the early Capri had 3-spoke. Later Capri, first year was 71. See, I remember the Capri had that steering wheel kind of bulged out towards the head like a pad. I don't really like that. Yeah, and he says, yeah, most of these are aftermarket pictures. Yeah, these pictures are all.
I mean, people.
Crazy.
It's anybody who's got one of those going, yeah, is going to be making it as nice as they want.
The one I really liked wasn't a Pantera. It was the one prior, the predecessor of Pantera. Yeah, that's what I remember. The predecessor to Pantera was the De Tomasa Mangusta. And the Mangusta, I really like that thing. Can you look up Mangusta?
Mangusta. How the
You'll
heck do you spell that?
Well, it was earlier than that. It would have been 1968 or 7, 69, something like that. Mangusta. Mangusta. Gus. Well, see the orange one right behind your head? Yeah, that's Mangusta. But what I really wanted to see was the dash. But I remember those. Man, I had a friend had one of these, and I used to service it. It was a fun car. What was that? That's like something has some boat or something. Yeah, it's just a flat dash that went across like that. Had a bunch of gauges, switches. Yeah, that's the original Mangusta. I like those things. Although it's not as the Pantera is a much better car. These were a little wiggly.
Tanner went and looked at the tool you made. He says it's pretty slick.
Mm.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and then Kim made one that was
I'm
similar.
sorry you had to see that video. It was very dry.
What's this? Oh, it says Mangusta, one of my favorite cooling problems. What's a cooling problem?
I don't know. Maybe she had problems with it cooling her Mangusta motor. I don't know.
I don't know.
Did you ever fix a
of course I had.
radiator in a Mangusta?
Yeah, I had. Well, no, I just serviced it. I had radiator shop, so yeah, I worked on these cars, and I worked on one of these, and then I worked on several Panteras. I had one customer; she brought me a Pantera every year, clockwork, service the cooling system. Okay, I like customers like that. Drain out the cooling system. Whatever I said went. She'd go along with it, and because she took good care of it, you didn't have to do a lot.
Look how offset the
He says,
steering wheel looks on that.
yeah. Well, look where the front wheel intrudes into the. You kind of sit like this because your legs are right where the wheel well is.
That's pretty wild.
What is this? It says I don't believe anything he says. Mangusta's Italian means hot cylinder scoring. Um, God, I saw something here. I wanted to read it, and I don't know what it is. I got to scroll for a second. Sorry, Kim. I gotta see what's going on here. Oh, Mangusta. Yeah, Mangusta had a 302. That's what it was. I wanted to see. The Mangusta had a 302, and the Panteras had a 351 Cleveland. And then the joke that machine shop next door to me did a lot of Chevy stuff. They did everything, but they did a lot of Chevrolet stuff. And they give me a hard time. They say, Ford went to all the trouble to put the distributor up front. Then they built a car and they put the engine in the back, so you could, once again, couldn't get to the distributor. Yeah, you're right. The fancy design was known to overheat. But yeah, your radiator got buff, and that was. Yeah, in fact, I did some other mid-engine stuff. I did a friend of mine had a Corvair. He did the swap, but I did the cooling system. What?
Mike's leaving.
Oh.
Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time.
So I don't know what I was saying.
You were talking about cooling systems on.
We did a Corvair, a second gen Corvair, with a 425 Oldsmobile Tornado, the whole Tornado drive unit, right behind the, sitting right over the rear axle, and that was a really cool thing that I did. Yeah, did that cooling system, put the radiator up front, same thing as a Pantera, put the radiator up front, couple electric fans, Vintage says, yep, that's just like the inside of a Pinto. I'm not sure what they were talking about. Because this is just a flat dash. I like these things. It's just all business. You time a Pantera from the driver's seat. I don't know. I used to lay down across the top, and I had to reach back in. I hated working on that. I mean, if you could get to that from inside the driver's seat, I didn't know it. I always struggled with it. And your head touches the top of the windshield on the Mangusta. Yeah, my head. I'm 5'7", and mine was right there. It was. I got a tall body and short legs, so man, it was right there. And senior son, is that who you said was leaving? Senior son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's gonna take off. Okay, take care. Fred says, I'd like to take a Corvair engine and put it in a Tornado.
Tanner says he was meaning that the wheel well protrudes into the driver area.
Yeah,
Same thing.
And now I understand why he's saying it was sarcasm. I was meaning how the wheel. Oh, okay. Yeah, but not nearly to that extent. I mean, that's right there. I wouldn't want to be in a Pantera or in a Mangusta and get in a crash. That thing would be terrible. What is this? It says if the doghouse is off the
Pantera, the fan is right there. So he's saying that if you take the thing apart. I don't know.
I've never had one apart that far.
Okay. Barrow says the Countach is like that where you sit sideways and off center. Very hard to drive.
Never been in a Countach. Never been in a. Well, I have driven Lamborghinis, but the ones that I drove were there were two of them. There was the heck was that thing called? A 350? Something 350 and a something 400. The engine was up front. They were a 12-cylinder inline, and they looked. I'll tell you what they looked like. They kind of looked like a Volvo P1800. It was a early Lamborghini. Maybe you can look up early Lamborghini, like a 1966 maybe Lamborghini. I don't remember what it's called, like a P400, maybe just a 400. I don't remember what the heck they called that thing. Oh, nope, none of those. Look up something else. Lamborghini. Look up 350. Yeah, that thing. There was also a 400 like that, but obviously you don't. Yeah, so that Lamborghini, 350 GT. Yeah, I had a customer that had one of these, and it was also a 400. He had two of them.
That's fancy looking.
But that was before the Miura. That was before they started doing mid-engine stuff. Car was a pain in the ass. Just like I was a young mechanic and got this thing, The guy knew I'd spend the time and do whatever it needed, not get mad at it. Mexican Spec says the early Lamborghini was the Miura. Yeah, this is prior to the Miura. This one. And then Lau says, of all I just wanted was a P1800 ES. I remember I was in Bruce, Inspector Bruce. I don't know if he's still in here. Comes in here a lot. He and I were in Illinois in 1973 in the Air Force in school, and I went down to Champaign, Illinois, which wasn't too far away, and it was at night. And I remember going by a car lot, and it was car lots look when they're all lit up with fluorescent lights, and the cars just look beautiful. There was a row of those little, I think it's a P1800. It's the ES, the wagon. It was the little that little sports car wagon. I remember a bunch of them in a row there, and I was like, oh man, those look so cool. But that was back when I didn't have a lot of money. First year in the Air Force, you know. The Asters here had different steering wheel. Where are you? I don't know where it is. Yeah, and obviously she liked the old front engine Lambos. That was this Lamborghini are tractors. Well, they started off that way. What was it? Lamborghini said he didn't like the transmissions or the clutches or something on Ferraris. So Ferrari said if you don't like it, go build one of your own. And he did. Oh, ES is for estate. Okay. So that's a little wagon. I'm surprised they called it an estate and not a what do they call them in Europe? Shooting brake. Shooting brake. That term always cracked me up. And then I saw it go by that the flex fuel people think it's cheaper because of price per gallon. Yeah, but you start running E85, you're going to use a lot more fuel because they're just not as many BTUs in the alcohol, so you use more of it. But it is clean. I mean, you know, and there are things that are good about it. The octane's really high, you know.
Yeah, but if your car doesn't have the timing to take advantage of the high octane, then you're probably losing out even more.
We're talking. Brett's asking, did the estate have wood sides? I don't know why you brought this up. This is
Ray asked me to bring up the Pontiac Aster. I don't know why, but I brought it up. What did he have to say about it?
I was going to bring up
He's
something
thinking
else.
the
But
one on the left. I think that's the one. I'm not sure what he wanted to say about it, but he was asking.
So, can you find a picture of the 73 Volvo P1800 ES? So you're asking, people probably don't know what it means.
Isn't that the one like the Speed Shop's been working on?
Oh, has DD Speed Shop been working on one of these?
He's worked on a couple of Volvos, yeah. DD Speed Shop. DD Speed Shop.
Yeah, these are. I remember these things when they were new and they were so good looking. I just love these things. But that was
DD
1973.
Speed Shop.
It's been a while. So now,
he's got 3 of them now.
wow.
He got.
What engines do you have in them? Volvo engines, or did you put something else in them?
So far, I think they all still have the Volvo engines in them. I think he had to take the fuel injection system off the one. He was not having good luck with the wiring or whatever, but I think he still has the engines in him. Yeah. Also says they also have nice dashboards. I didn't look up dashboards for them yet.
Oh yeah, that's what we were looking up. I forgot. But anyway, these did not have wood sides on them.
Oh yeah, that's sporty.
Yeah, that's not the right steering wheel, I don't think. I think the steering wheel is like the one above my head.
Well, I know, but I could just tell
Yeah.
from the thumbnail
Yeah.
that was a good photo.
Yeah, it was. It was a good photo. Yeah, I like those things. I just
DD Speed Shop.
Yeah.
Why are we plugging DD Speed Shop again?
I don't know. You're the one that keeps saying that. I don't know.
Help myself. Oh, Barrows says Dee Dee's dad worked at a Volvo dealership. Yeah.
Oh, that's how they got into it.
His dad really liked the Volvos, so that's why he bought the first one, was I think to make it nice and give it to his dad. Or maybe because his dad liked them or whatever. It was just something different. He does all the same things, so he decided to do something different. And it was such a pile of garbage. It was so rusty. I swear he replaced the whole bottom of the car. But
He gets a lot of old cars that
That's
that
what
are
he
that are really
does,
bad,
though.
and he gets them to the point
He
where they're
does all
pretty
that
good.
welding and floorboards and everything. He
We
put
we're
it back
starting
together
to
real
we're
nice.
starting to do that stuff.
Oh, I know. Too much of it.
But did you see that an A330 shooting fire from one engine upon takeoff from Sao Paulo? I I I saw this much of it, and I queued it up. So when we're finished with the live here, I saw that yeah, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Juan Brown, Blanco Lirio. Blanco Lirio had a video on it, so I pulled it up. But that's all I saw. Is just I saw that they'd lost an engine, but didn't know what the problem was. Didn't watch the video yet. Barrows, I used to watch DD all the time, but I don't have time to watch his videos anymore.
I mean, most people don't have time to watch all of his videos, but I click through, I watch some, I put it on fast, or I fall asleep watching to see what they're up to. I like to I enjoy it. He's entertaining. The editing, I think, for most of the DD Speech Up stuff is done in a way that you can relax and sort of kick back and sort of half watch while you're working on something else.
When I found
put it on in the background.
DD Speed Shop, he was a small channel. He was toward the beginning. And maybe some of you watched him then. He had it was the very first four-door Tri-5 Chevy. I think it was a 55, but I don't remember. But he made it into a two-door. He put the long doors on it. The doors he got happened to be off a Pontiac, but the same door skins. And he did it all. And I was like, oh, man, it seemed like such a simple thing. And I thought, why don't more people do that? But I watched him, and I watched him for a long time after that. Now I hardly ever watch him because I just kind of, I don't know. When I'm watching stuff, I'm not working on cars. I'm not always watching cars.
A bunch of people are talking about carb is going away. I think it may be. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to see pollution come back, but I think that there are ways to manage things in a reasonable way.
Why does California need its own set of rules when there's already a set of rules that the rest of the country goes by? I don't know. Because that's how it is.
Because that's how they do in California.
So maybe they can get into step with everybody else.
I don't know. I think maybe less is more. Let's hope.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. That's one of those political messes.
Weapons grade Benadryl. Oh man, I hope it helps all of you can't sneeze if you're not awake. I think.
I don't know. I don't want to talk about elections. I want to talk about elections.
I don't know what anybody elections. Oh, that's a.
Yeah,
that's one of the things that is a political.
Yeah, I'd rather just. We know these things happen, and that's where we're going to leave it.
I don't think it's highly charged, and it's an automotive adjacent topic for CARB.
Well, yeah, but talking about
the election in California is relevant because one of the people said that they were going to abolish CARB, and the other person said nothing, which means they're going to keep things the way they are. So
we'll just wait and see what happens.
It is a political man.
Well, we know. Okay, and Straight Bullet says, yeah, the election is in November because that's when elections are in the U.S.
I mean, it's California. It affects me minimally here in
yeah, it's going to be interesting.
But you know what, though? There are so many people who drive so many cars in California that if California enacts laws, most of the manufacturers have to try and conform to them so that they can sell cars in California. But like for a while there was a bunch of cars that I remember used to be on the game shows when they were giving away cars. They would give away cars with California emissions. So they had special emission packages.
Oh, California always had special emission package. Yeah. That was one of the options. If you and I lived in California, I bought a car in California, that was an option, and it was the California emissions package. And that emissions package, and you had to get it. Everybody in California had it. And the only way you could not get it was if you bought a car somewhere else. And I think you had to have it 3 years old or something. I don't remember what the time was, but you could bring it in. Let's say you moved from Florida or something, you could do that. But if you just went out there and bought it and brought it back, no, you're not going to do that. You had to do it their way.
I agree with Straight Bullet. He says it's a very important subject for car enthusiasts. Okay. I think that we have to be allowed to talk about things that are related. And we've said that we will. We're not necessarily for or against a particular political candidate, but I think that that's a topic that's relevant enough. But you can't just start shouting no politics.
The cars that track eye movements and stuff. Yeah, well, technology's gonna. Somebody's always gonna want to stick their nose in your business.
Well, I mean, your phone tracks your eye movements, and your car. They can track your car. They can track your speed. Your car uplinks to the internet whether you pay to be allowed to use the service or not. Your car is uploading data to their service cloud. They know how fast. They know when you
Well,
change your oil. They know what kind of fuel economy you're getting. They know how fast you're accelerating. That car, it's all built in to the ECU in your computer in your car, and you cannot disable it because it will just brick the car.
and I understand why Mexican Spec really wants to. He's got to pay attention to this,
Right,
because then he can sell cars
that's
in
a
California.
big market of people who might want to
Sell
buy
cars.
classic cars,
And of
and
course-
it's close to him.
And you know my way of solving the problem.
What's your way?
I moved out of California in 1991.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, and that's the end of
solves
that.
your problem, but there's a bunch of people who.
Yeah, I know. I just like, if you're gonna be in California, man, that's a tough place to live. When I moved out of California, I had no idea till I left, and I didn't leave to leave California. I left because there was something going on in Arizona. I got there, it's like this giant load lifted off my shoulders that I didn't understand till I was gone from the state. As you can tell, a 57 Chevy California car by opening the hood, they had a smaller heater. What? In 57? That wasn't regulation, though, if that's the case. I know there were cars, like in Hawaii, there were a lot of cars that didn't have, they just didn't have heaters. Like Mexico, a lot of cars didn't have heaters.
Mexican Spec says he doesn't see how they can lower registration fees to $30 for any car. He will have to make up the difference. How much
I
are
don't know.
registration fees now?
I don't know.
Politicians make a lot of promises that they don't keep. So. But then again, if you back away from restrictions and taxes and stuff like that, a lot of times the economy makes up the difference in productivity. People start making more money and paying more taxes, and then I don't know though. We'll see, because right now the whole world economy is taking a dip. But I don't know when it'll come around. Probably when the war is over. Mexican Spec says a 20-year-old truck is like 600. Ask those who live there. $600 a year for registration. Whoa.
I know my father, the last car he bought, I think the last two cars he bought, lived in California. He had to finance the registration the first year because it was over $1,000. He didn't have the money to do it. He had to finance. To me, that's crazy. Finance your license plate tags. Really? Inspector Bruce says, I love the weather too much to leave California. I don't know. I guess it's a heck of a choice.
Stray Bullet just paid $370 for a 20-year-old truck. What's that money going to? Like here, we pay our registration. It goes to the Office of Registrations, and that keeps the title people paid and stuff like that. I don't think you should be paying. Those fees should be used for that and nothing else. I don't understand why they have to raise taxation through your vehicle exclusively.
Ours is $22 for the registration for whatever they use that for.
I know.
And the rest of that $100 goes to the school. And that's how we pay our school tax, is with.
No,
So if you owe more than.
the school tax comes out of our property tax, doesn't
No, it doesn't. No, it comes off the. In fact, they used to when you paid your.
Why do your cars pay for the schools?
I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense.
Somebody did that. I don't care. I'll do it. But,
I don't agree with it. I think it's wrong.
Well, it's accountable.
Yeah, but
So, We used to they used to give you a separate sticker. You know, there's a sticker for the year, and there was a sticker on the other side of the plate that said school, that you paid your school tax. Then what they did was they changed it and they called it a wheel tax. And so now you just pay
So
it.
if I register 2 cars, I have to pay my school taxes twice.
Yeah.
See, that doesn't make any sense.
Well,
I should get a discount on the second registration because I already paid my school taxes, but they don't do it that way. See, that's why the taxes that you should pay should go to the reason that the taxation is being levied.
yeah, I know. It's just after living in California and Maryland was horrible. The cost that it's so little money here. I don't care.
I don't
It's
agree
like-
with any taxation.
like-
It's all bullshit. It's all bull. It's their excuse to steal more money from you. They never do away with any tax, and they always come up with a new tax, and it's always for something good.
Well, why don't we?
Because they
make this-
wasted the money they
we
used
could-
on some other
We
thing.
could take this property we have here and declare it an independent nation. We could make a flag and put
Don't
it up,
be dumb.
and then we can tax people that stop here.
Don't be dumb. The government will come and burn us out to shut us up. Come up with dumbass ideas like that. They will not be happy if we try and say stuff like that. Oh, you don't have to pay registration for your car because you have disabled plates. Well, I'm glad.
Who is this?
I'm glad that you
Where?
have that
Where?
that tax relief.
Oh, that's
Bruce.
Inspector Bruce.
That's decent of them to give you that.
I'm not disabled enough to get anything.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because I worked on it some, and what they'll do, you know what they'll do for me? You'll probably want me to go do it. They'll give me credit for, say, a hearing aid.
Oh yeah, you were talking to some people in there about that. I don't know. Your Parkinson's is getting pretty bad.
That's not Parkinson's.
It is. What is it then?
It shakes.
That's what Parkinson's is.
Yeah, but this hand doesn't do it.
That's
This
normal.
hand is terrible, and it's all since this crash. I don't know.
It's monopolar or something like that. It's only on one side.
Daniel Morrissey, 22% goes to Highway Patrol, 37 cents to local government, 25 cents to, probably DMV. Brett Borg's here. Volvo 142 DL for the win. What's a 142 DL?
I'll look it up. We could see what the interior of that
Because
is.
if it's 142 DL, I want to look under the hood and see if there's enough room for a big V8 engine or something. Oh man, I missed a bunch of pictures. We got talking about other bullshit.
I know. What were we talking about? Taxes and price of tea in China.
What is this? Oh, this is the dashboard. Oh, what's the car look like? Man, that's a really square looking everything.
Well, it's a Volvo.
They're all square looking.
That's what they're square.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this looks like there'd be room under the hood for like a
That's classy.
small block Chevy or something.
Really?
See, I worked on one of these when I was in my shop in Ohio when I was working on airplanes. There was down the road from where I was, there was a Renaissance fair. Some girls came by in one of these things. And they were having some kind of trouble with it. I don't remember what it was. Something I was able to fix. And I remember having the hood open, looking at it, and looking at this little tiny engine in there, thinking, man, a V8 would just fit right in here. You know, I remember thinking that. Thinking it was a pretty nice car that I should put a V8 in it.
Barrow says Idaho passed a no sticker amendment, so you don't have to put a new sticker on your plate anymore. I mean, they just use a plate reader to see if your thing is valid, so I don't know why they need to send out stickers. In a lot of places, they don't use stickers anymore. And they outlawed truck nuts because we needed a law against absurdity.
What are truck nuts?
They're those rubber testicle-shaped things that people stick on the
Are you
trailer
shitting me?
hitch.
They put a law against those?
They had to make a law for that.
Yeah, I think it's kind of rude, but I don't think there should be a law.
I don't know if
Let's
it's
see.
rude. It's kind
Yeah,
of crude.
Let's see. Inspector Bruce says, I really like the mid-70s Jensen Interceptor interiors and dashes. Oh, maybe you can look that up. Stray bullet, an LS fits nicely in those Volvos. Yeah, I bet it would. And it's light. Just I don't like the way the LS looks. And you know what I like about the old small block Chevys? They're cheap. There's all kind of parts for them. And you can make them run. Oh, yeah, look at that. Jensen Interceptor was quite a car. Man, look at that. 43 grand. Barracuda says Los Angeles doesn't get very windy, right? So the smog doesn't get. You know, I heard stories about when the first settlers came here from Europe and they came up the coast, that was an area that was already smoky from fires and things, from people making fires. But typically along the coast of California, what happens is, especially in the summer, the by about noontime, you start getting this flow of air coming in off the coast. And what happens is, way inland, it's hot, way in the inland part of California, and that air is rising, so it draws in the air from the coast. You get that clean coastal air wind coming in, and then as the afternoon goes on, it's all the moisture starts coming in, so you get a big thick fog layer. And then in the morning, you get up in the morning, it's all foggy. That fog slowly burns off. By mid-morning, it's pretty nice. It starts to warm up a little bit. Then here comes that wind again. And that's just really kind of the summertime weather pattern there. I lived in that weather pattern for like half my life. I just thought that's how it was everywhere. It'd be foggy in the morning and then windy in the afternoon. Then I figured out after I moved away that that's a coastal California thing. Yeah, Mexican spec says LA isn't a basin. It's surrounded by hills which trap the smog.
Well, then they should all drive electric cars.
Yeah. Paul says they waiting for a rain to wash away the pollen dump. Every few years, the pollen dumps in drought, and we are in yellowish dust bowl. I had never seen that till I moved to Maryland. Every year in Maryland, just the whole place turns yellow, and all this pollen comes down.
The tree pollen can be really
I come out to my
places.
car, and the windshield's just covered with it. You got to brush it off like snow, but it doesn't bother me. I mean, I don't like the mess, but some people it really raises hell with their ability to breathe. But I don't have a problem with that. But man, is it a mess? I'd never seen that till I moved to Maryland.
Wendy English is here. Welcome in, Wendy. Mexican Spec says the cars are not the problem. Industry is. Well, I mean, the cars contribute to it. I don't know.
I don't know what industry they still have. I don't know what the big industries are in Southern California.
I don't know. I mean, I can understand them making restrictions for an area that's problematic, but don't try and restrict the whole world. It's like people out west who they think everybody should have laws about water use. We don't have any water problems here.
God, we got so much water.
We have more water than we know what to do with here.
What we need is a big pipeline that goes. You get to the Rocky Mountains, it's a problem, but you could ship it out west. We have enough for everybody.
Just pipe all
times
that water
10.
out there.
Yeah, or times 4. Oh man, my throat's giving me trouble. That's why I'm taking the cough drop. Sorry about that.
Mexican Spec says 20 or 30 new cars is like one old car. Things have come a long way. Well, I mean, an old car that's not tuned properly, is maintenance wrong, or maybe with a a big engine that somebody's driving aggressively, it can be, fuel injection and an oxygen sensor can really squeak out the highest mileage, especially if it's in, like a worn out old engine that's out of tune. Yeah, it can be a real polluter. So, I mean,
I
I
know.
understand where they want you to have a vehicle that's
All of says that, but the
proper,
old cars aren't the ones doing most of the miles. Yeah, like this year when I went to
right?
re-register my, not register my car, but I
Right.
went to renew the insurance. I just driven it up just over 1,000 miles in the whole year. So, yeah, that was a big year for me, like 1,100 miles. And when I was working, geez, 1,100 miles, I do that in a week. Yeah. Can you bring up this other picture?
Yeah.
Because
The problem with
Tavo
government,
sent
they always try and fix all the problems with a great big wide brush. And they try and, legislate people to make reasonable decisions, like just buy a new car. Can't you just buy a new car every year? Just buy a new car. That would be great for the
just
economy. I mean, for the pollution.
okay. So not the best picture in the world, but Tavo sent this in, and let me see what he wrote. It says 021. Let's see if he wrote something in the.
Barry Kuda asks, does LA get
Oh,
any
he says
cold desert wind in the winter? No, the desert's in the wrong direction of the wind.
says Tavo says, guess what this is? Cheers, Tavo.
Mm, ooh,
It looks
it's
kind of
some
like
kind of Mopar.
it's an A body because you look at the dash.
Yeah.
Look at that, but yeah, it looks kind of cool because it's got a console. It
On the
looks like your
dash
glove
here.
compartment or my glove compartment or the glove compartment we have, but it's on the wrong side.
Oh yeah, that's an early.
Yeah, it's
That's
like a
probably a
72 or something.
60s.
Oh, it could be.
No,
It's earlier than that.
it's earlier than that. Yeah. Because look at the heater controls. Look how simple they are. And then look at the the dash, the instrument cluster. That's earlier than the 70s. That's a late 60, maybe I'm gonna say 68 Plymouth something.
Yeah, it's got it says AC equipped. Yeah, it's got that's how Chrysler did it. Even here, they had the A bodies had the air conditioning underneath the dash.
Oh, that's right. It has the rectangular speedo.
Well, and I'm looking at, how you do the gauges up there? She takes the ammeter out because all the power goes to the ammeter, and that kind of sucks. And she's found a source for some little voltmeter. It's not quite the right shape, but she cuts it and puts it in there, and it looks like it belongs in the panel, but it's a voltmeter, which is really nice because you can tell if something's.
Mexican Spec says they used the old dash longer. Okay, so it might be even later than 68, huh?
And then
Stray Bullet says the Santa Ana winds blow in from the desert. Okay,
see
Stray
now. Wait a
Bullet,
minute.
stop
Wait a
me.
minute.
I don't know. I never lived
Okay,
there.
okay. This is what I used to hear all kinds of stuff about this. And they
Oh,
always call it the Santa Ana winds. Only some people say it's the Santana winds are the ones that blow from the desert. And
Santana.
you get
Isn't he
these
a guitar player?
you get this warm wind occasionally that doesn't come in off the coast. It goes the other way. It blows out off the coast. All of a sudden it's in the 100-degree range along the coast. Kind of unusual. It does happen. I've heard it called Santa Ana and I've heard it called Santana winds. Don't know which it is. But yeah, that happens. It's unusual, but it happens maybe once a year or something. Maybe not once a year, maybe once every couple of years. Santa Ana winds. Big warm wind.
Tavo says it's a 69 Aussie Valiant Regal. The first model with the flat steering wheel and collapsible tube.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I like that. I've noticed something else. Their speedometers don't our speedometers go up and they're really rectangular and there's kind of curve, the where the numbers are. You see that?
Yeah.
But It looks like the cluster would just come out of the left side and go to the right side. It's like an E-bullet. E-buddy column. See,
Pretty
now
much
everybody's
everybody's saying it's the Santa Ana wind.
I know, but let's look it up, if you really want to know. But because I remember being in school,
I'm sure
and
there's people who call it
I
the
remember,
Santana wind.
I remember being in school long before that
Hey man, it's
Santana.
the Santana winds.
Long before that Santana, we were told that that's what it was. So I don't know. I remember hearing both stories. But what happens is, it's where the wind goes backwards.
Backwards.
Yeah, instead of the wind always comes from the ocean onshore.
Stray Bullet says that's what fueled the recent Palisades fire in Los Angeles. Yeah,
And
hot,
then you
dry
get-
air would
and you
not
get
be
the-
good.
And then you get the wind going the wrong direction, all that hot air coming from the desert out to the coast, and it's really unusual. Now, somebody sent me this picture. Who sent me this?
I don't know. It's a dashboard.
Yeah, but just gotta figure it out. Oh, this is Buddy Carafano. I don't know why you sent this.
Because it's a dashboard.
Yeah, but this is one I have a lot of experience with. It's a P-51 Mustang.
Oh, you've seen that picture before?
I don't know if I've seen that picture. I'm not even sure that's... Is that the P-51 or is that one of our replicas? Well, it does have the old style instruments, but there were people that did that. Yeah, it's probably a P-51. Oh, just sort of on the subject of dashes, what countries would have used kilometers per hour speedos in 59?
All the ones that are metric. The ones that use metric miles.
Yeah, and then Stray Bullet says teachers aren't always the sharpest tools and shit. I remember there was teachers that were it was Santana and you better not be wrong. And then other teachers said Santa Ana wins, and I remember that.
Tavo says that car had a 318. You can tell from the 8 on the horn pad. I didn't notice that, but I don't know if we're going to go back. Thank you, Tavo, for sending that picture. That was very interesting.
So I don't know why we're looking at
Because we're looking at dashes, and he thought that this would be
this.
cool because it's
This.
something different. And it's relevant to you.
And Dana Morrissey
Do you
says, now
remember
that's
that
a
you
real
used to
bit.
work on airplanes?
Too well.
Okay.
It's like I'm burned out on airplanes. It's so fun to go out there and just work on this pickup bed and get, I'm thinking about driving this Valiant around. And then I want to do the aluminum car. That's kind of airplane-ish, but it's not going to fly.
But not too airplane-ish.
And I watch all these guys, the videos I watch about flying. And a lot of times I am so happy I'm not sitting in the airplane anymore. It's driving a car is relaxing. Flying in airplanes, you got to be paying attention to everything, every second, and not make mistakes. Cannot make mistakes. Checklist, and then something will happen.
Stray Bullet says it looks real, but they build brand new P-51 Mustangs in Salinas, California. Tavo says Oz went metric speedo in 73, most of which during 73 they had dual scales for both kilometers and miles per hour. Barrows says his wife is from Lancaster, California, near Edwards Air Force Base.
Who's this? Where's this?
Barrows' garage. His wife is from Lancaster, California. Her dad was an engineer for Lockheed. And the strangest thing he sees there is all the almond orchards because it's the driest place in the U.S.
I don't know if it's the driest, but it's sure
Pretty dry.
pretty darn dry, yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Where I
they have
worked
to
in,
pipe in the water. I guess they have to
where I
pipe
worked
in the water.
in southwestern Arizona, it was usually 10% humidity,
So
and you know, like 100 and normal day out there was 120 degrees, 120 degrees plus or minus 4 or 5 degrees. That's all.
there is a dashboard for it. Looks like the new Escalade.
Is that what that is? It looked
Um,
like some kind of Cadillac. I don't know what it is.
the seats look
Oh,
really
it is
nice
an
and
Escalade.
cushy. I mean, I don't like. Okay, I don't think it's the worst thing on earth, but I look at it and I think. I mean, it does. It kind of looks like a spaceship, which is kind of. But like,
When you get in this and it's new, it's really fun.
right, right.
But by the time you're, you know, Kim and I can afford this car, the reason we're going to get it is because there's enough stuff broken on it that it's cheap and nobody wants it anymore. And now we got to fix the stuff enough to make it so it's not a pushmobile.
This is gonna just go in the trash.
So,
In the trash. What kind of motor does an Escalade like this? Is this like an LS engine?
I don't know. They might be electric now. I don't know. I don't have any idea. Oh, what's this? What's this? What's this? I don't know what happened there.
Stray Bullet says they build brand new P-51s around nothing more than a data plate. Oh, wow. Well, don't worry about it. Mexican spec.
I don't know what that's about.
I don't know.
I don't even know either.
Just move on. It's not fair to let somebody who's being problematic distract from everybody else.
I just want to see what happened.
Inspector Bruce says I could never get burned out on aircraft.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. That's what I expected to see. Is that Ford rules? That was an error, and Ray didn't mean to do that. So,
oh, he put it back.
Okay, let's see. Okay, no, I did that, but it isn't showing. It's just me looking at it. It's just Ray made a click error, which is kind of what I thought happened.
Mr. Burlock says, ship it to Arizona, Buff. Water.
Ship what to Arizona? Ship it to Arizona.
I don't know. Water.
Yeah, I do like the Buff, take my badge away. Why does he have a badge? I don't remember giving him a badge.
Ray?
Yeah, I mean, he can have it. I just don't remember him having it. But he made a
You're
mistake.
stingy with the badges.
No, well, I don't like that. Fred says that dash and steering wheel is pure crap. If I'd gotten that like at a dealer and I'd look at it and think, oh yeah, this is kind of interesting, and I'd drive it once, I think it's pretty cool. But if that were my car, no, I wouldn't like that.
I mean, if that was my rental,
yeah, that's how I want it.
Free rental, that'd be fine.
Let me have it for 4 days or 5 days while I'm somewhere, and then give it back. But then they're going to have AI look at the car and look for damage. Like Steve Leto was talking to a guy that was, I mean, Mexican Spec knows this. There was a guy that got his car, he got charged for all this paint work on this car, this rental car, because it was wet, because it was raining. And when he pulled it in there, the AI saw that the car had damaged paint all over it, but it wasn't. It was just droplets of water. And they charged him like some huge paint job price.
See, and I agree with Mr. Bread. It's too distracting. Nobody needs all that stuff. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary. Why do you need all those screens? What are they doing for you? Honestly, they are. What you need to know what speed you're going. What are they offering you up there that makes your driving experience better focused and more safe?
Well, think
everything else is
one of the best cars we had around. It was a Volkswagen Beetle. It had a speedometer. And then after 1963, they had a gas gauge, and that was it. And people remember those as being like one of the best cars that ever was.
Technically, this is not instruments; they are screen. Well, the problem is if your screen goes out, your car is bricked. car is
Can you
brick.
back out just a little bit? I think you can back out
I
just a
can
little
back
bit.
out from this one, yes. Yes, I can. Boom. That's pretty.
Technically, this is not instruments; these are screens. No design at all.
Mexican Spec does not like that.
Hey, you know what I like there? That's the same garment I use. I just bought one of those garments. Another
Oh
one.
yeah, he
I
is
just bought another
married
garment.
to them for life.
Uh,
Backup cameras. I mean, a backup camera. I'm not against. A backup camera is nice because you can see directly behind the back of your car, and it could be nice for parking, maneuvering it, like hooking up a trailer, stuff like that. It can be really nice, you know what I mean? But it doesn't need to be a screen that stretches the whole way across your dash. I don't know.
yeah. Look
And
at
your car should still run if the backup camera breaks.
look. This is Ray's '59 Chevy. Look
I
at the
love it, Ray.
speedometer.
That's just good.
Do you see the speedometer?
What he flipped it? It's like 00038.
No. Look at the numbers. It's probably from Mexico. He did what I want to do with mine: is put the 200 kilometer and then probably gear it so it's 5/8 geared, so it's a 200-mile-an-hour speedometer. Now, whether he did all that, that's a famous car, man. That's the one that he was racing at No Name Nationals when we met him.
And then he
And
towed his
now
race truck.
now it's his tow truck to bring his other his other car, his race car.
Mark
to No Name
Silvey says a
Nationals.
Toyota Echo has a strange speedo in the middle of the dash. Yeah, there's a bunch of cars like that. I'll look it up so we could see it. Oop, that's not it. There it is.
Well,
Look,
that's the one that's over in the middle of the dash.
look at that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No, but I mean, see how it's sort of
Yeah.
aimed towards the driver? I know, like in the Jeep, because I'm tall, I can't see the speedometer through the steering wheel because it's like right here and it's padded because it
Doesn't
has
that
the.
thing adjust up and down for you?
Yeah, but if I adjust it up to where I can see the steer, it's too high and it's awkward.
Oh,
When it's in the right place for me to drive, it blocks the speedometer and you can't move the speedometer up and down. So,
is that why you're always going so fast?
yeah, I have that problem with a lot of vehicles. Is I'm not the standard height, so the gauges and the sight lines don't add up right for me.
When the English says, my backup camera shows upside down sometimes. I don't know why in my van.
Oh, that's problematic.
Is
That's
the
nice 'cause
van right
the
side
dash
up?
would be really low. I actually kind of like that. I think that's forward thinking.
I had a yeah, when I was in Oregon, the last time I was in Oregon. Remember when I flew out there? I had it was a brand new Toyota. What's the electric car? It's the semi-electric car.
Prius.
Prius. It was a new Toyota Prius. And the instrument cluster was over in the middle like that. And the dash was white. Of all the colors, it was curved just about like that. It was white. Man, you drive that thing was lit up. The sun on that dash, you could hardly drive that car. I can't believe they made it white. It was just crazy. But I kind of got used to
I
instruments
mean,
over there.
you could see
It
it
was
out
all
of the
right.
corner of your eye
It
all
was
the
all right.
time. It would never be obstructed.
Well, you know why I think they do this. So when they have right hand and left hand drive cars, they just put a cluster there. They don't have to make a whole
Well,
different
no, because
dash.
that cluster is aimed at the driver.
Yep, but I think they just put a cluster in there that faces the other way is what my
I don't know. I think they
yeah.
like that plan. The other thing is it makes the dash lower in front of the driver.
I don't know,
Nice
maybe.
field of view. I could see where that could be okay. I'm not saying that I love this particular dash, but I really not. I don't hate the fact that the gauges are over there.
Right. Mexican spec says I need the instruments in front of me. What did I see here? Something's, yeah, the mini Speedo is in the center and the tack is on the column. On Barrows says he messed up his pelvis and lower back years ago, so I have to sit in a car one way only. It makes it tough on a lot of cars. Yeah,
Yeah, I have to sit pretty upright with my
I
back straight, or else if I slump over, or I can't sit like reclined. I just got to sit up. He always complains, like, why do you sit so close? Like, I need to sit sort of upright when I'm driving with my arms like this, and I can't have my arms out like that. My shoulders hurt. So, yeah, I sit in an awkward position that the designers never intended. Oh, what a feeling, Toyota. People jumping. Yay, Toyota. Yeah. I don't want to look to the middle of the car for the instruments or to see the turn signal lights. Yeah, I don't like when they put the turn signal lights over on the lower part of the. That's kind of weird. I do like them in a heads up sort of
what are you talking
situation.
about? Turn signals where?
Anywhere. I think the turn signals should be up right below the windshield, so they're blinking and you know, blinking right there in
I like
your
the ones
vision.
I like the ones that were out on the tips of the fenders,
Yeah.
but you don't see those anymore.
Well, yeah, but if they just put them on the inside of the windshield, they just put a tiny, tiny dim LED that just flashed on the right there for the left and the rights. You know,
What's this?
that'd be perfect.
Mexican spec is talking about. Let's just say for Subaru XT, it did that. What are they talking about? I really like the XT.
I'll look it up.
There was an XT and an XT6, and there was an
A
XT4.
Subaru.
Yeah, XT. Look up the Subaru XT. The first year, whatever the first year was. That's the one I
Yeah,
drove
see if
around. Oh, that's not the instrument panel. I want. Yeah, that's really not it. Yeah, XT dash. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that one's that. Some of them are right hand drive. Like those are all right hand drive for
Oh,
some
with that.
reason. Oh yeah, that one right there. The 86 down there that says 74K. Yeah, that one. That's a left hand drive. Yeah, I remember driving one of these around, and that whole thing moves up and down. The whole cluster moves up and down. So when you adjust the steering wheel up and down, the cluster stays in the middle of that. The steering wheel never blocks the cluster.
Hmm. Oh, the whole thing pivots.
The whole thing, the whole column, and the whole cluster moves
Oh,
up and
there you
down.
go. They were thinking.
Yeah, that's. I had a friend that had one of these, and I drove it a lot. And in fact, what happened was she got in an accident in Texas, left it there at body shop. She came back to California, and she had a job, and she goes, I got to get that thing. I got to get it home. Can you go get it? I said, sure. She bought me an airline ticket. I flew to Dallas, picked it up, drove it back. Took me a day. Took me a day to get there and a day to get back. And that was a fun car to drive.
Yeah, they're talking about going. Those weren't lights; they were fiber optic. That's fine. When you do fiber optic, wires, fibers, whatever works, I guess. But yeah, entry level cars. They don't. All of the manufacturers they did the math and they said we make more money making expensive cars and then convincing people to finance them. They all did the math and said it's not worth competing to sell cheap cars to people. So everybody stopped doing it, and now the economy is being crushed by that. And now there's a couple of manufacturers that are considering bringing back some of the lower level cars. And now they're talking about letting the foreign cars in, that the ones that don't meet crash standards or emission standards, or electric cars like the Slate. I mean, the
I
economy is
hope
going to
somebody.
need them.
I
People
hope
can't
somebody comes
afford.
along and does something like a Slate with a gas engine in it, with like a 3-cylinder Chevy Sprint engine in it. You know?
I don't. They cannot.
Love to have that.
For some reason, they can't make it work economically. The size of the factory and the infrastructure and everything, they need the upside of the more expensive cars. And in order to make the cars, sell the cars to the luxury market, they have to have all the sensors and all the computers and all the stuff. And there's the big push by government to monitor every aspect of your car while you're trying to drive, where you are, how you're steering, what your eyes are doing. They have to integrate all those computers into every model. And in order to do that, they have to sell them at a big profit in order to sell them. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done.
Yeah, I was sort of getting lost in that. So
That's how it ends up where we are.
I know there's people that aren't going to like that steering wheel because it's not
Futuristic. That looks like a
well,
1985,
it's
86.
yeah, it's because
The
it's not.
Toyota trucks looked something like that, I think.
Let's see, what is this? Ray says some of the '60s Econo cars were cool. Falcon, Chevy 2. It's like, yeah, no kidding. The '60 Falcon, one of my favorites. 1960 Falcon, I think they nailed it the first year, and they were good cars. Nothing wrong with those cars. They just ran and ran and ran and ran, and they were simple. And the Corvair wasn't bad either, but the Corvair there was a lot of new stuff there, you know, so it didn't work out as well. But they were fun cars. And then of course the original Valiants, Lancers, those were pretty good. Hey, Levi's here. Even in Washington and north of Portland, Oregon is beautiful countryside, but I'm ready to go home. Wow, you helped a friend move out there. That's where they moved to. Was I don't remember if it was Portland or if it was on the Portland side or the Washington side. Yeah, it's okay out there.
It's pretty cool.
Not my. I don't know. It's okay. It's a good place to work for a while, but I agree. If
I
I'm
hope
out
you
when
were
I'm-
able to document some of the trip and we can get to see some of it on your channel.
He was documenting it last night.
Oh, cool.
He was in an airplane on a live talking from the airplane in an airliner. Yep.
Barra says it's starting to worry him because he channeled the floor of the Corvair 4 inches to hide the frame, and now he's pushing room for a helmet to the roll cage. Oh, man.
And I'm really looking forward to seeing Ray's Corvair again. It's so funny. I met Ray and I didn't even understood it. I didn't even understand who he was. I didn't know he understood. I didn't understand he was the same guy with the Corvair. It was the guy with the '59 Chevy, and it was like a year later before I figured out they were the same guy. Man,
you'll figure it out.
It says, "Remember, kids luxurious just means expensive, fancy-looking stuff."
Yeah. I mean, there's people who want luxurious stuff. That's good. But not everybody can afford it even if they want it. And then the maintenance on outdated or, aging luxury stuff is just ungodly. It's awful.
I'm not keeping up with the chat very well.
There's a lot of people hanging out and having a good time and chatting. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Burlock says BYD is all electric. Yeah.
Are they all electric? I guess I don't know.
BYD, yeah. They've got like those cars.
I don't know. They're Chinese cars, and I don't know all their. I don't even begin to know all their different models and makes. And
I've seen a lot of
number of doors
videos
or anything
about they have all these cool features and all this stuff, but there's like quality control problems and safety problems because they're not made for the U.S. market, so they don't have to conform. You can't just let those cars in. You have to sort of think about if you want those cars on the road, if you want those cars in people's driveways, if the insurance company wants to insure those cars for safety and for. Oh, man. The system is bloated. Mexican Spec says BYD does have good names like Shark, Kind, Dolphin, and more.
Do they have all? Does
Kind?
BYD have all those cars in Mexico? I think they do, but I'm not sure. I know there are Chinese cars in Mexico, but I don't know which brands they are because I just, it's like there's so many of them, and I don't know. I don't know.
Daniel Morsey says, don't go anywhere. We have hours to go. We've been going for 2.5 hours. He's having a good time. So as long as he's
Let's see
enjoying
here.
himself, we'll keep going.
Brett Board's here. Says Avanti 2 from the 80s, 90s, decade used GM, G-body, hit. Man, that whole thing scrolled by that quickly.
We'll go back up and
My mouse won't do
Your
that.
mouse doesn't do that.
Yeah, okay. From the 89s used the GM G-body chassis, and the 2003s up used Avanti 2s used Mustang. Okay, yeah. All right. That is nothing. Okay, I understand that. That's all. Go back so we're scrolling again.
Bear Rose says, fun sneak peek from my up-and-coming videos. The second-gen Corvair is actually a first-gen Camaro. Look at them from the profile, and you could see it. They just moved the cabin forward on the Corvair. Barracuda wants to know what a lesbian is. I think it's some kind of car.
That would be pretty good. Let's see here. The BYD dealer is like 4 blocks from me. Really? Inspector Bruce says, 1977, a friend had a Corvair that he towed a smallish water ski boat with. Well, what's kind of fun, and I didn't know it, but I saw his video from like 4 or 5 years ago, was Racer that's in here. Ray has a Corvair that has a V6 yeah, there's his one of his cars. There's 59. He has a Chevy V6. I think it's a, what is that, 4.3 V6? And what was really different is the ones I've done, we put the radiator up front. He put the radiator in the back off to the side, and he's venting the air somehow, so it's kind of interesting. And I'm interested to see that car because I really like Corvairs, but the sad thing about Corvairs are the engines are, they're 60 years old. They're getting hard to find parts. They're a pain in the ass, And if you could find a newer engine that would just go in there, it'd be kind of nice because they're a really nice little car to drive. And if you've never driven a Corvair, you drive them around, they're real light feeling. They go right where you point them. I mean, one that's not all worn out, but they just drive so nice,
Wendy English says, trying to get a hold of the Outback that hit Don's car yesterday and put him into a telephone pole.
What?
He snubbed Don today. I don't know. That sounds really bad. I'm sorry, Wendy. Ooh. Oh, no.
So how bad is which car was it? It says Corvair was an automotive bastard from day one. Couldn't do anything with them. What? I love Corvairs. Man. How old are you? They're probably long gone before you were old enough to drive. I don't know. I love driving Corvairs. They were lightweight feeling. They went where you pointed them. They were okay. They didn't have a lot of power unless you had, like drove a turbocharged one or something, but they were okay. But then when you put, like we did one with 425 Ols in the back, and then there was the Crown kit where you could put the small block Chevy to the Corvair transmission, and like Ray did the V6 Corvair. He said it isn't sorted out yet. As for the cooling on the V6 Fair, it isn't sorted out yet. If I could find one, the bad thing with Corvairs are just so old and so worn out and there's just not many of them around. But if I could find a decent one, God, that's one I'd like. Ralphie didn't like. Nope, he didn't like the Corvair. What's really crazy is the Corvair was. By the time that book was out, it had fully independent rear suspension instead of swing axles, and wasn't really a problem. It was pretty nice.
Ray says he's still working on the cooling for his V6 Corvair. We should go up there and help him. That'd be fun.
Just what he wants. Us bumbling around.
No. Collaborative effort. He'd have fun. Think of all the fun we would have at Ray's place. We'll take the dolly. We could bring something back with us. Or we could drop something off. Just what he needs, more cars.
Red says, somebody offered me a Corvair for free. They left in the parking lot. Well, I said, no way. It was green, early 60s version. At least the later ones had style. Well, there were two. There was a first gen and a second gen. I had friends that had both. And in fact, the last one I worked on was a first gen. And that guy just wanted to, it's a sad story. He really wanted to make it back the way it was. He took it all apart. He was going back together with it. The body was in really good shape, didn't have any rust on it. And he died of cancer. And I don't really know what happened to that car. Don didn't the guy out back. Can you read that? What Randy wrote?
It was Don's daily driver.
It was not one of the 62s. It was his daily driver.
Yeah.
What was that? What's his daily driver? I don't know what his daily driver is.
Don didn't hit the guy.
It's good that it didn't end up being that he got out of the guy's way. And
Okay.
if the Corvair had decent engine combo and was front engine, rear drive,
he'd have a lot of them.
He'd have a lot of them.
Cool.
I've never done a front engine. I've done mid-engine Corvairs, and then the rear engine ones. The problem with the rear engine ones is just they're so old.
Mexican spec. I think you've got the whole. I think you got it not quite right. There's a little more to it, but I think that maybe that's not an appropriate topic for a car channel. So we're just gonna.
I don't know that was going on
we
there.
are intentionally avoiding.
I was just
comments.
sort of avoiding it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim was trying to be like VW. And they did it all wrong. Too bad you weren't there, man. You should have been there. If you'd been there, you would have set them straight and they would have done it right. Why didn't you do something about that? Man, all those engineers that got it wrong.
Well, Chevy. What can you do? It's a Chevy. The Yanko Corvair would be fun to drive, says Buddy Carfano. I'm going to look that up. Because I've heard of that. I've heard of those people.
There's people that I meet sometimes and they tell me how some car company got it all wrong.
They know everything.
And if they just listened to them, they would have got it right.
Oh, there's Jay Leno with a Yanko Stinger Corvair. It's a 66 Chevy Corvair.
You ever driven a Corvair?
No, you know what? I've never seen one in person that I can recall. Maybe I've seen one in a yard somewhere.
So you were born like way after Corvairs.
Yeah, there were no Corvairs up in Pittsburgh. They were all gone. I've only ever seen them in the South and maybe at a car show somewhere, but nobody actually like using one. But I've seen a lot of them on YouTube. But yeah, I never even realized it was a thing until I got here, I think.
And then there was the first gen and a second gen, and then the first gen also had a wagon, which was pretty cool. And of course, there was the Greenbrier, the van. But my favorite one's probably this body style, the two-door of the second gen. Even the four-door hardtop of the second gen was a good-looking car. Dean Stevenson, it just needs a 425 old powertrain. Honestly, they don't mean that much horsepower, but I think it would be more popular with a common GM engine trans combo. I've heard Parts can be a doozy. Yeah, that's a problem now. Yeah, because those cars were built between 1960 and 69. Well, it's been a while. Most of them are long gone and melted down and made into something else, and melted down again and made into something else. So, does anybody remember the Fitch Corvair? Yes, I do. You could look up the Fitch Corvair
Okay, I'll look that up too.
and look up the back window. Kind of looks like those Dodge Darts that they have in Mexico. Uh,
Oh yeah, there's one right there.
yeah, see what the top
Sprint.
looks like? Yeah, kind of like the Dodge Dart top. And
That kind of looks cool. It doesn't. You wouldn't know it was Corvair if you weren't paying attention.
I bought a model Corvair, 1966 Corvair, and it came with that roof, and it was like a little piece and like a little shell, and it went on there so you could build your Corvair like a Fitch Corvair. But I didn't do that to mine. You know what I did to mine? Because I was a stupid kid, building models like a stupid kid. I bought two Tornados, and I put an engine in the front and an engine in the back. So they were two. You can imagine this stupidity. It was a Corvair with two front drive engines, one in the front, one in the back. It was a model,
Mm-hmm.
Mexican Spitz has a face fastback. Yeah, but it's kind of like your darts. Darts look pretty good with that top, that piece in there. But those Corvair pickup with the ramp sides are cool.
How did we turn into a Corvair street?
I don't know. We're just talking about them. I don't know because the instrument panels didn't go anywhere tonight. Yeah, the ramp sides. And you know why they did that? Because you look how low that floor is. It's really good. But in the back where the tailgate is, the floor is really high because there's an engine back there. So with the ramp side, you could get stuff in and out the side. It was pretty cool.
Barracuda wanted to know if they all wear work boots, and the answer is a definite no. Mostly just the butch ones.
What is this? Wait a
minute. Nothing. Never mind. Just move on.
A set of plans to convert a Corvair engine into a 2-cylinder aircraft engine. I have plans to do that with a 6-cylinder. Oh God, what is that guy's name? I can't think of his name because I haven't. They're stashed somewhere. I haven't seen it in years. Because I was going to do a Corvair powered. That's an old sad story.
Was gonna?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one that got destroyed in the fire.
That's the one that got destroyed in the fire.
There's still parts from that.
We still have some pieces and parts of that Corvair around. Ford rule says, was there a flat 6 Corvair? There were only flat 6 Corvairs. All of them that came from the factory were flat 6s. And they were air cooled. And but then people did other stuff to them later. They put small block Chevys in them. One, Ray, has put a 4.3. Yeah, we did one with the Olds Tornado. Done some small block Chevy ones. There's all kinds of stuff. The truck is a little better. Paul says urban delivery concept. I thought this is a good looking car. If you look up the Greenbrier, see how low that floor is? That's pretty slick. But then the engine, there's an engine compartment back there.
Yeah, I mean, it could be useful for lots of things, actually.
Let's see. Fred says, I used to see Corvairs in junkyards with that crazy fan belt. And I thought, I know what that is here. That I know it looks funny, but it worked well. I mean, I never had a problem with one of those fan belts. I mean, they wear out like any fan belt. There was the lack of a heater. Nova and the Mustang is actually what killed the Corvair line. It was always a square peg in a round hole. Yeah, I think Nader helped it along with his trashing it. But yeah, I agree. It probably wouldn't have gone, and it probably would have ended about when it ended. Because, there were other cars that were easy to build. And Mexican Spix says, I would like to have been in the factory while they were teaching the workers how to build the first Corvair. But the faces would have been a classic. Well, it was different. So Levi says, so good question for you all. Are muscle trucks cooler or cars that were gas savers turned into hot rods? It's a toss up for me. Man, I can't believe you've got that big, huge uh, car that is so fast. Um, to me, that car looks big. No, I like the smaller cars. Like to me, like a '68 Nova that just came with a 6-cylinder in it. You put like any V8 in it, you know. Let's see. Oh, this is the side ramp. You see, Buff. You just pull in a parking spot, drop the side ramp. Yep. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, right. And it is so cool because it's the floor is so low.
Very low. Yeah, that's a big perk. I wonder how that is as far as
See,
like in an accident. Does that just collapse?
The truck made more sense. The Corvair car was a pointless creation.
Don't get all mad by that. He's
no, I just don't believe
troll.
That. He's trolling us. Okay, and then Mark Sylvester says, I only found out about the turbocharged Corvairs by watching Matt's off-road recovery. Man, I remember those well. I had friends in South Dakota that bought a new Corvair in 1966. I'm like, why didn't you get the turbocharged one? You know, and I think they got the 140 horse, that was a pretty nice thing. I think it had 4 carburetors on it. Yeah, that's a pretty interesting thing. You know, just go down to the dealer and buy that. Yeah, he's trashing. He's just being an a-hole. Team C was a muscle trucks. Mine has 53-ton capacity with trailer and 480 horsepower. What? What do you have? You can tell that Kim is completely enamored by the Corvair line of vehicles.
No, it's okay. It's cool. And there's a bunch of people with information and working on them, so you can't
I have a friend that had an airboat with a 140 horse Corvair. I had a friend that had a airboat with a 110 horse Corvair. And man, I almost bought it from him. Evel Knievel could have avoided a lot of injury driving through. What are those Corvair vans?
Just put the things down.
Arrows.
You don't have to go very high.
PW Squarebacks had a version of the Corvair. A 4-cylinder, same belt fan design, force air over the cylinders.
Oh, that's right. They weren't as tall because they had a lift back. I'll look up the Squareback.
Car friend had a 68 Nova with 396 4-speed dirt burnouts for blocks. Yeah, I have a friend that had a 72 Nova. It was either 71 or 2. And that was the one where I was talking about it earlier. His grandmother had, see, in California, you couldn't get a big block. I think it was in 72. And he wanted a 72 big block Nova, so he bought a 350 Nova with everything he wanted on it. And then his grandmother had a 454 and a Monte Carlo, and he swapped the engines. He just took her car one weekend and swapped the engines around. He had to buy 1 radiator hoses and some springs to bring the car down to the right height. And she never knew the difference. She just had a Monte Carlo. Ray says the early Corvairs had a gas-powered heater in the frunk, back before it was a frunk. I didn't know that. I knew my father had a 39 no, he had a 46 Chevy. He had a 39 Ford too. He had a 46 Chevy, and it didn't have a heater, but he was driving it at night, going back and forth to work, and it was cold. And he put one of those gas-powered heaters in that 46 Chevy. And I thought that was insane. Have gasoline metered under the dashboard with a heater.
It's a little scary, yeah.
Okay, so what are we looking at here? A Type 3 Beetle.
Yeah, I can't really see the belt configuration. It just looks like a fan on the back.
Well, and that one there has got different air cleaners and stuff. Somebody's done so. Yeah, it's hard to see what's
Yeah, but
there.
I clicked through a bunch of them and they're all kind of the
Same
same.
thing.
It's hard to see. And there might have been some specific model that had the belts weird, like they're trying to say. I mean, clearly it does blow the air down through, but it doesn't show well in
Somebody put here straight bullet says
pictures.
Ulria, but he meant Ultravan. Look up the Ultravan. That's a Corvair powered thing.
Oh, yeah, I've seen the Ultra vans.
Leslie Saber said, my parents' 60 Corvair threw the fan belt several times. They got rid of it after 2 years. Huh.
Wow, we're going down the Corvair rabbit hole
Yeah,
here.
can you imagine? I think that was a 110 horsepower Corvair. Might have been an 80 horsepower Corvair
Ooh,
in a big old fiberglass. They called it an Ultravan, and there's still a lot of these around, and it's kind of
a
a
lot of
cult.
them?
I mean, there's like groups of people. You'll see like
Uh,
10 of them going down a road together.
I mean, it's unique.
And they can't be fast. And a
No,
Corvair in them.
no. Ray's got to go. Thanks for the conversation, Ray. We love having you.
Okay, Ford Rule says, Buff, what year was the Chevelle SS396 with the cowl induction reverse flap? Wasn't that 70? I think.
Since we're doing dashboards, I'm going to look see what the interior looks like.
Oh, that thing?
If I can find any pictures.
Yeah, I think it's got a picture. I think it's got just a Corvair instrument panel in it. But I'm not sure. Oh, no, it doesn't. Yeah, it's 110 horsepower. Can you imagine that big old thing with a 110 horsepower Corvair in it? Oh, no, it does have a Corvair panel in there. See that?
Mm-hmm.
And a Corvair steering wheel. Oh, and somebody put a Corvair. That one, they put a Corvair. What was the little Corvair, the special panel? Yeah, that's a stock Corvair panel. Oh, it says those campers are adorable, but I've never seen one. Man, and these things I remember them. I don't know. I was in California then. I remember quite a few of those things around. They look like a big old loaf of bread, but they're lightweight. They're fiberglass and aluminum and stuff, and they Corvair engine. Yeah. When English, I gotta go. I got to get up, try to get from the guy that hit my other car tomorrow. Yeah. Well, thanks for being here. Have fun with that.
I'm
Have
sorry that
fun with
happened. I hope you get it sorted out.
that. Mexicans, that thing better have bright emergency lights for the upgrades. And in Four Rules says he had a friend that had one, round headlights, blue and white. Huh.
Barrow
Yeah.
says, okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Barrow says the fan belt fix is actually really simple. You find a belt follower from a 64 and up. It's a simple little bracket that hold the belt like a riding lawnmower on the mower deck. Yeah, you would think they could sort that out.
I bet I
It's
never
not
had
rocket
one.
surgery.
I bet I never had one that was around that was older than that. Yeah, that friend of mine that had one. Well, he just we trailered it from somewhere in eastern Pennsylvania over to Ohio, and he took it all apart in my shop and started going back together with it. But then he died of cancer. But he was man, I don't remember if we ever had that thing running. I think he just tore it all apart to redo it. Yeah, there you go with a smiley face on it.
Mm-hmm. I've never really seen one. That's
An
why I was
Ultravan.
clicking on them.
Oh, it's like there's like probably a whole
Cult following, yeah.
organization of people that have Ultravans. Yeah, I haven't seen them in years, but I used to see them like a group of them together. You know, you
66.
go down the highway, there'd be like 6, 7, 8 of them all traveling together.
Well, a lot of people probably aged out of that club.
Yep, probably aged out of that club. 110 horsepower in a big old thing like that.
A 22-foot motorhome.
But it was lightweight.
Yeah, I mean that's the scary thing. There is like, how is that in an accident?
Well,
It
I don't
just
know.
looks like it looks like a bubble. Bubble.
And let's Saber says Monza is the Corvair with dash with the gauges. I thought it was something more than the Monza. I thought it was the God, what do they call those? Because there weren't many of those. There weren't many of those with the gauges like that. I've only seen like a couple of them. You know, the ones with all the round gauges. And then that Chevy van that my father bought, and then I ended up with it for a while, was the one that they had the engine up front, like the same arrangement as the original Econolines. Those Chevy vans, they had the Corvair instrument panel. It was just something they already had, and it didn't even look like it belonged in the dash. They just stuck it there, you know. So mine had that dash, Corvair dash on it. 76 GMC motorhome my parents had was slow as a turtle going up steep hills. Is that one of those ones with the Tornado drive up front? Next knows I would like a small minimalist camper potential thing one day. I could probably make one out of one of those carryalls. But look at that. If I could make it go up hills, put a smiley on it. Um, the Yeah, I was trying to think of something here. I always want to take a little like a front drive car and put like a little fiberglass camper on the back of it. But then you have to work out the brakes. But I always thought that would be cool. Stray Bullet says they used Corvette engines in the Ultravan after the Corvair engine production ended. I remember something about using a different engine, but I didn't remember what it was.
Barrow says back in our sandrail days, I had a Mazda rotary powered rail, and my dad had a Corvair powered one. Ran them every weekend in the dunes through the 80s and early 90s. That sounds like a lot of fun.
I remember so many Volkswagens, like the Myers-Manx dune buggies. A lot of those had Corvair engines in them. I remember that a lot when I was young. Yeah, it would have been like when I was 16 years old. Those things were all over the place. Corvair powered sandrails and Myers-Manx dune buggies.
Brett says the Tornado Drive was
I
the
read that.
GMC Eleganza 455 engine.
He said he'd like to put a Corvair.
I don't think the Corvair engine would move that beast around so much.
You could put a bunch of Corvairs in it and just to haul them somewhere.
Yes. What do you think? We're over 3 hours.
I think we're getting kind of silly.
What are we doing next week?
Oh, we didn't even pick out some for next week. Well, the dashboard thing didn't go very good. Well, I don't know. We shot a lot of stuff. We got a good one up here.
It actually went perfectly. We finished 2 hours with that, and then we did another hour of Corvairs.
Mexican Spec says, are we done? Oh, we got to come up with a topic for next week. If we want to come up with a topic for next week, I don't know. I think Thursday night we're going to be up in the shop. I expect Thursday and Saturday night we'll be up there working on the
Del Campamino.
trying to get that El Camino closer to being done. Barrows, if you can find an original Myers-Manx dune buggy, they're actually bringing me. Yeah, they're really expensive now. I've seen a couple of other ones, not Myers-Manx, but similar ones. A friend of mine in Arizona had one. When I left Arizona, he was just about finished with that thing. But it was some, not Myers-Manx, something that had kind of a square-looking front end on it, like a grill almost. But it's the same basic thing, you know, shortened up chassis. I'd love to have a Myers-Manx dune buggy, but yeah. And this isn't the right place. Arizona's the right place because you can just drive them on the street and nobody cares, you know, and it's warm and it's just a beautiful place to do that.
Buddy Carfano wants to do hubcaps. And I think since nobody else blurted anything out,
We're gonna blurt out hubcaps.
we're
That sounds
doing
like a good thing.
hubcaps.
Buddy Carfano is, I know what's gonna happen. He's gonna send me a bunch of pictures of hubcaps.
That sounds great.
Hubcaps, I'll amend it. Hubcaps, wheel covers, and similarities.
Okay. We did wheels before, so hubcaps is actually hubcaps.
It says Bradley GT looks like it. Hey, there were two Bradley GTs. There's the first generation and second generation. And they weren't my favorite looking kit cars, but there were a lot of them around.
Guys, you've made it to the end. I'm awarding everyone still here 3 points. And we'll see you Thursday. That's it. Do you have anything else you have to say? Thanks everybody for your comments, for hanging out.
You know what? I missed
sharing in the chat.
I missed a
Buddy Carfano link?
I missed a Buddy Carfano one. Let's see
Okay,
what he
well,
sent.
let's go out with the last.
Let's see
link
what he
if it's
sent.
Something good.
Oh, I know what this is.
Oh,
Who
okay.
knows what this is? I had one of these.
Mexican Spec's trying to find a
Oh, it says
a
right there.
speedometer for Ray. Well, let him know. You know how to get a hold of him. Let him know if you find him one.
That's a C4 Corvette.
Thank you, Bear Rose, for being here, and Stray Bullet, and everybody. I'm not going to read all the names, but you guys have been great tonight. I had a good time, and we'll do it again as soon as we can.
Good night. What are you doing?
Bye.
I went like this, trying not to get it in your face, and you moved over to do that.
It's fine. Everything is fine. Thanks, everybody.